changed multiple years because of the leadership and the influence that LeBron James brings to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the fact that it hasn't resulted into getting into a goddamn finals or result into getting to multiple championships after multiple head coaches have been fired. How many head coaches have been fired since LeBron James been with the Los Angeles Lakers? James
Same amount as Kobe's had as a Los Angeles Laker, but continue.
But we're not talking about Kobe. We're talking about LeBron.
No, yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying. I'm just making sure you hold. I'm just making sure you hold LeBron to the same standards you hold your favorite players to. That's all. I just want to make sure because it sounds like you're making LeBron James the greatest player of all time, the greatest GM of all time, the greatest everything of all time. That's what you sound like.
I'm just holding them to the goddamn standards. That's all I'm telling them. I'm
just holding the standard of saying that LeBron James doesn't get coaches fired because Kobe Bryant
he does get coaches fired.
Who? What?
So is Darvin Ham not where he got fired from?
That's not LeBron James's fault that he got fired.
How was it not LeBron James' fault when he had frustrations and in the locker room in his leadership?
The same way you don't blame Rudy Tomjanovich. Rudy Tomjanovich getting fired because of Kobe. Or Dale Harris getting fired because of Kobe.
We're talking about LeBron. We're talking about LeBron.
No. We're talking about basketball. You said you wanted to talk basketball, sir. That's what I
and I'm talking about LeBron.
So it's not just LeBron.
Because we're going to talk about LeBron.
It's just LeBron. I know that because I can explain LeBron better than you can, sir.
Just going to move the goalposts to other niggas shit.
It's not moving the goalposts. Why are you scared to talk about Kobe? Ain't you Kobe your boy? Hold on. That's kind of scary for me. That sounds scary, brother.
That's the definition of LeBron sexual. When you sit there and you deflect to other players like Kobe and try to deflect to LeBron.
Oh, so you don't hold Kobe to the same standard.
We're not talking about Kobe.
This is not we're talking basketball.
It's not a Kobe LeBron debate. We talking about LeBron.
No, yeah, it's the greatest player of all time debate. And LeBron's so great that you hold him to GM status.
My point is to sit there and say this. LeBron has got Darvin Ham fired. He has got Frank Vogel fired. Right, he has got multiple coaches fired because they go to him because he is the leader. He is the guy that makes every. He's the guy that people come to him, and when you talk about things that being moved around the organization and things that they go to their star players for, they go to LeBron James. So his leadership got multiple head coaches fired. They had brought in 2 top 5 players on his watch to be able to win championships, and that's resulted to getting put out in the first round multiple times. That's resulted to get swept in the goddamn Western Conference Finals when you underperform severely, and you had role players that were outplaying you as well, right? And on top of that, bro, there has been multiple changes under the roster. So you cannot sit there and say LeBron James was a success with the Los Angeles Lakers when the result was to bring multiple championships with the Los Angeles Lakers. And for a guy that you sit
Who said it was that? Who said it was that? When LeBron was going to LA, everybody said he was going there to just be a movie star. He wasn't even doing nothing over there. He was done with his career. Nobody said he was trying to win championships in LA. He did that. In fact, LeBron James is responsible for more coaches winning championships than anybody that you would even think about. He brought more rookie head coaches to the finals than any other player you do.
Who's responsible for winning a championship?
Spoelstra never won a championship without him. Vogel never won a championship without him.
And LeBron has
never won a championship without them. LeBron's won 3 championships.
LeBron James won a championship before LeBron James went to Eric Spoelstra. Has he won a championship before joining Eric Spoelstra?
No, of course not. His first championship was in Miami.
Okay, so when LeBron James left Eric Spoelstra, has he went back to back without Eric Spoelstra?
No, he hasn't gone back to back. No.
Okay, so it sounds like Eric Spoelstra made LeBron James and had him.
No, hold on, wait. Did Spoelstra win a championship before LeBron James?
And neither did LeBron.
No, they're supposed to win a championship after LeBron James. They're supposed to win a championship after LeBron James.
But I can sit there and tell you this. LeBron
you can say a lot, but it's not going to be factual. That's the fact. That's to be the fact.
He's never went back to back without Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, LeBron James, but he won a championship without Eric Spoelstra. Matter of fact, LeBron James has won a championship
without an Eric Spoelstra caliber.
LeBron James has won a championship on every team he's ever played on in his life. In his life. You can't say that for much players, but LeBron James. That's guaranteed, sir. Every team he's ever played on in his life, he's won a championship with.
That's not true.
Yes, that is true, sir. No, every team he's ever played on, he's won an NBA championship for. He won a championship as a high school player. He won a championship as a Cleveland Cavalier. He won a championship as a Miami Heat. He won a championship as a Los Angeles Lakers. He won a champion as an Olympic player.
The reason, hold on. First of all, that's not true because he didn't win a championship in his first couple of years with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He won a championship as the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I didn't say what year he had to do it. He won it, and you can't deny that.
Hold on. His first stint stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he didn't get to the he didn't won a championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers, right?
Yes. Okay.
He got his ass ran out by the Boston Celtics and joined a top 5 player in D-Wade, top 3 player in D-Wade, and a top 10 player with Chris Bosh. And what happened?
With false rankings.
He had one of the worst
rankings.
He had one of the worst no-shows of any superstar in NBA history.
False.
Worst no-show of any superstar.
That's another false.
And that's the thing. The problem with LeBron James, and the thing that you don't understand is that his lack of perimeter play and his ability to be able to kill drop coverage was the reason why his team's offense didn't get over the hump. Those are facts.
Did you know that?
LeBron James in his first stint of Cleveland was a below average perimeter jump shooter. He was below average outside the restricted area. He couldn't kill drop coverage. He couldn't figure out what defense was able to do to him. That's be able to sag up, collapse the play, basically a box coverage on LeBron James, and he didn't have the added dimension in his game to be able to exploit that type of defense. And that's the reason why he played bad in the 08 series. That's the reason why he played bad in 07. That's the reason why LeBron James just continued to fail. So he failed in his first stint to Cleveland. Sitting there saying he won everywhere he go to, that's just not true.
That is true. He won in Cleveland. He won in Miami. He won in LA. He won as a high school player 3 times. He won as an Olympian champion. He's won on every franchise and every team he's ever played for. And you're bringing up what he did in the early years of his career in Cleveland. If you're saying he was bad from the perimeter and he was out here scoring 30 points per game, which is the youngest player to average 30 in NBA history, not to mention he's the oldest player to average 30 in NBA history on top of that. So when you talk about what LeBron James was doing in his first years, and then especially from 2004 to 2009, that whole 2000 run was incredible. His 2009 year is one of the greatest years in NBA history. No matter what you say, LeBron James has over 2,000 3-pointers and over 2,000 dunks. Nobody has that in NBA history. He's the most versatile player you ever seen. He has a perimeter game and an interior game. It's all falsehoods that you speak in here. And that's why I came here and that's why I challenge you, because your falsehoods are getting exposed by the exposer. It's very simple and plain. LeBron James is one of the most remarkable players you've ever seen in NBA history. He shoots great from the 3-point land. He makes him at over a 34.5% clip, which is really good. But like I said, he's top in 3-pointers in the playoffs as well. So we can't even talk about how good he does in the playoffs. He is definitely good in the perimeter. He is definitely known for his clutch shots in the perimeter. He's been hitting mid-range shots his whole career. He actually has one of the best, most mid-range shots made in NBA history as well, because LeBron James just does everything, man. You brought up boxing 1 and what they were doing against him. Again, LeBron James in Cleveland overachieved every year. You talk about Boston running him out to Miami. They ran to Boston because of LeBron James. What LeBron James did in 2007, it led to Boston making those crazy trades to get Kevin G.
What years did he overachieve?
Oh, how many years you want to go by? First of all, his second year, the Cleveland Cavaliers won 42 games and missed the playoffs by one game.
So how did he overachieve?
They missed the playoffs by one game, but you call
they missed the playoffs. How did he overachieve missing the playoffs?
Because they were not expected to even make that kind of a run.
Nigga, he missed the playoffs, so he actually played to
again. You asked how he was overachieved. Again, I told you how he's overachieving. You're over here talking about making the playoffs. Nobody expected the 2005 Cavaliers to be in the playoffs. So you would be expecting them. You have all these expectations for LeBron, but you don't call him your GOAT. It sounds like LeBron is your GOAT, sir. That's what it sounds like to me. Everything that you say is LeBron is my GOAT. I expect him to win a championship. I expect him to do this, and he did exactly what you expect him to do. But you just upset for no reason because LeBron's your GOAT.
Do you know what the definition of overachieving?
Yes, achieving more than you were expected to.
Okay, so how the fuck was the Cavaliers when they was expecting to miss the playoffs?
You didn't let me tell you because you were getting exposed. Can I tell you? Can I tell you? Can I explain to you? Because you asked me where he overachieved that. I started there and you cut me off. Okay, so here we go. Also, in 2005, they were 42-40. They increased their wins again from the year prior to that. After losing Carlos Boozer, after losing Ricky Davis, after reshuffling everything that they were doing, and I believe they even fired their coach, and I believe that was Mike Malone's, not Mike Malone, what's called Mike Brown's first year. If I'm correct, either way, they had got rid of Carlos Boozer, they got rid of Ricky Davis, they got rid of Darius Miles. LeBron James was not expected to hold this team to even a chance. And they were one game away from making the playoffs. If they would have won one more game, they would have been a playoff team. So he definitely overachieved there. Then he makes the playoffs the next year And not only does he make the playoffs, he gets into the second round. He plays very well versus a Detroit team who had a very solid team in that playoffs, and he ran them, I think, 6 or 7 games in that series, but he lost. And then the next year, he took them to the NBA Finals. Nobody expected the Cleveland
Cavaliers. That's not overachieving.
That is overachieving because you would not expect the Cavaliers to be in the finals. Sir, I'm sorry, you don't appreciate achieving. You said you was a basketball fan. You don't sound like a basketball fan.
You don't
like a LeBron fan. You sound like the LeBron section here.
You don't know what the definition of overachieving. You don't know what the definition of overachieving is. Overachieving is basically a team with low expectations making or surpassing those expectations. For a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, this is why how dumb you are. There's very little basketball that you know. Mm-hmm. For a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2005, there was no expectations for them niggas to get to the fucking playoffs. And they played to expectations. So how the fuck is that overachieving? Overachieving is like if the Cleveland Cavaliers were expected in 05 to get to the playoffs and they were suspected not to get the playoffs, and LeBron James took them to the playoffs in 05. They didn't overachieve because at the end of the day, the Cavaliers didn't make the playoffs, and they were actually considered a fucking disappointment, bro. What are you talking about?
They were not considered a disappointment.
They finished, hold on. They finished
were above 500.
They finished 42.
That's achieving something.
They
were above 500.
Hold on. They finished 42-40 and missed the playoffs in a weak East. That's
how
not
is it weak if you went over 42
underwhelming.
games? How is that weak? How is that weak? If 42 wins, 42 how is that weak, sir? That's not weak. Again, you are speaking nonsense. That's not weak.
In the stretch in February, they were 30-20 in February, and they went 12-20 to end that season. That's not overachieving. That's choking away a fucking playoff spot. And you try to sit here and make an argument that they overachieved. What the fuck is you talking
away
about?
A playoff spot when you wasn't even expected to have a winning season, let alone be in the playoff hunt. That's the point.
No, that's underachieving because in a weak Eastern Conference, you were expected to get to the playoffs.
It's not weak. If 42 wins and a winning season gets you in, it doesn't get you in the playoffs. That's not weak. What's weak is a 30-win team making the playoffs. That's weak. But a team that's above 500 doesn't make the playoffs. That's not weak, sir.
What's weak at the end of the day is when you had a guy like LeBron James who you sat there and said is GOAT. And when they were 30-20 with 32 games left, and that's fucking going 12-20 to close out the season, that's underachieving. What's weak is when you have a player when the East was extremely weak, only 43 wins was needed to make the playoffs, and Cleveland Cavaliers won 42 games. That's fucking weak. Because they need one more game.
I know you're reaching for stars. Put on your yoga pants, but you're reaching for the stars, sir. This is not Disneyland, and you don't wish upon a star. You have to speak basketball when you talk about Kingdom, sir.
What was weak is when they had all-star caliber players like Big Z and Drew Gooden and competent role players as well.
You said Drew Gooden? You just said Drew Gooden. Did you just say Drew Gooden? This is what you just said. Drew Gooden. Do you know even that they had Drew Gooden in 2005?
Do you know Drew Gooden's game?
I know Drew Gooden's game. Of course I know Drew Gooden's game. It is nothing to gawk at. It's nothing to be
break down his game if you know anything about his game.
What you mean nobody's game? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So if that's the case,
I'm saying break down his game.
How is Drew Gooden good, but the East is weak? Explain this to me, young man.
Break down his game. I'm asking you to break down his game.
I break down his game. I just try to break down what LeBron James overachieved that you stopped me. So
no. I asked you if you know what Drew Gooden is. Tell me to break down his game, then.
Drew Gooden was one of the first face-up power forwards in the league who can hit a jumper outside of 15 feet on a consistent basis. The Cavaliers used to use him for that purpose because LeBron James was great at getting to the rim. Drew Gooden was also a solid rebounder. He was a good defender to a certain degree, but he wasn't elite at his defensive position. He had good size, he had a good length, and he had a good jumper. And that was it, a good catch and shoot guy. He was a solid screener. He was a solid screener, and the Cavaliers added him to the team. At the end of the day, it didn't matter because the next year the Cavaliers didn't make the playoffs. The year after that, they made the finals. And that's when the NBA completely reshuffled everything, which you don't want to let me get to because I will expose you like I do every other Zesty Jeffrey who can't talk basketball.
Hold on, we don't have to hype on this point. So I prove you wrong that not only they didn't overachieve, they actually underachieved.
They did overachieve because you think they were supposed to win 42 games. That's your fault. That's because you think LeBron's the GOAT.
They had a team that they were 30-20 and they were positioned.
And that was overachieving. At 32-20, that's overachieving. That's overachieving, sir. That's overachieving, sir. At 30-20, they're already overachieving. They're already doing better than they would ever be.
They were in the playoffs in February. And then
there is no playoffs in February, sir. The playoffs are in April. Sir. You said you wanted to talk basketball. February is the All-Star game. There is no playoffs in February, sir.
Nobody said it's the playoffs in February.
And Memphis Grizzlies was one of the best teams in February. They didn't make the playoffs, sir. Nobody cares about February when we're talking playoffs.
I said in February, they were
exactly in February. There's no playoffs. In February, they were overachieving. They were better than you thought they were going to be as of February. They were better as you thought they were going to be as of June. At the end of the day,
you just over talking. Since February, since your dumb ass don't know how to fucking listen, since February, they were 30-20. They were actually in the playoffs. They went fucking goddamn when they went 12-20. 12-20 since February and missed the fucking playoffs. The last team that made the playoffs was a 43-win ball club. So you actually underachieved in a weak Eastern Conference. What are you talking about?
Again, you're lying.
How was that
it wasn't weak? If a 43-win team made it as the 8th seed, it wasn't weak, sir. And again, if you think that the Cavaliers were supposed to have 30 wins by February, that is you praising LeBron as being great at 19, 20 years old. That's the exact definition of being a LeBron sexual. And I can't even call you a Zesty Jeffrey because you being a LeBron sexual on your own show.
That's the definition of being weak. What are you talking about?
That's not being weak. You said that's being.
If a 43, hold on,
we're talking about overachieving. Did they overachieve or underachieve? You say weakness. You don't know what weakness is, brother.
If a 43-win
making up stuff this whole time.
If a 43-win team make the playoffs as an 8 seed, that is the definition of being weak. Are you
that? Sir. That's not the definition of weak. That's common. That's what it always is. That's what it always is, sir. That's what it's always been in NBA history. If you go back, look at NBA histories, there's not too many teams that are winning 50 games or over 45 games. That is an 8 seed, sir. That is rare in NBA history. But you don't know basketball, and you're getting exposed by the exposure and learning basketball history on your own platform. This is why I'm glad I came to your platform to expose you.
You didn't expose nothing. You don't know nothing about basketball.
I do know, because you won't even let me explain none of this stuff. I'm just cooking you with simple things. I'm not even getting to the crux of everything I do best.
Hold on. You literally just sat there and said a team that wins 43 games that made the playoffs in the 8th seed is not a weak conference.
That is the least. That is the worst team. So that means all other teams have better records. That means that's not weak. What's weak is making the playoffs at 38 wins.
This nigga don't know basketball. This nigga trying to fucking argue. Hold on. This nigga trying to fucking argue. Hold on. This nigga trying to fucking argue that a fucking that LeBron James overachieved missing the fucking playoffs. Are you fucking that retarded?
That's not retarded, son. That's called
that is retarded.
That's called
because you know the definition of overachieving. Overachieving.
Yes, that means doing more than you were expected to do, and you still
hold on, bro. You don't know nothing about basketball. Overachieving is if sitting there saying that this team is not that really good enough, right? And you took them to heights where they was not expected to. What the fuck heights did LeBron James took them missing the fucking playoffs? What the fuck is we talking about? Yeah, you don't know nothing about basketball. It's the same dumbass nigga that sat there and argued that fucking got him Jokic as a better defender than AD.
Getting cooked, and that's why you won't let me speak.
You don't know nothing about basketball.
You are getting cooked, and that's why you won't let me speak. I already told you, nobody expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to have a winning record. That is overachieving, sir. They were not expected to make the playoffs.
No, the fuck is not. What are you talking about?
Underachieving. That's not underachieving. They had a winning record, sir. That means they did something that they haven't done in a long time in the franchise history.
This nigga don't know
that because you didn't watch basketball.
What are you talking about?
That's not basketball. You just sit here rambling and cut people off.
Nobody sat there and said. Nobody sat there and said.
You can't understand what overachieving means. That means you did more than expected you would do. That's
what they did. You're just talking. You're just chatting.
That's not. You're not letting me speak. I gotta cook you.
The merit of your argument, nobody sat there and said that, oh yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? They were gonna the expectation for the Cleveland Cavaliers was
stop stuttering, nigga. Get it out your mouth. Get it out your mouth. Stop stuttering. Come on, hurry up so I can speak, brother. Come on.
I'm not stuttering. But
yes,
the expectation.
Hurry up so I can speak, because you're not letting me
well,
speak.
You got LeBron James dick in your mouth. Can I speak,
nigga?
You pulling LeBron James dick all down your throat.
Hurry up.
You got LeBron James dick all down your throat. Can I speak?
Oh, go ahead.
Or you ready to jump on that nigga dick in the middle?
Go, hurry up so I can.
Like I sit there and said,
go.
Like I sit there and said, chat. You cannot sit there and say the
nigga over. Chat, because you need help. You should bring some.
Hey, listen. Like I said, you cannot sit there and say that the nigga over fucking achieved, when at the end of the day, the expectation for them niggas was to miss the playoffs. So when he missed the playoffs, and on top of it, in one point of the season, they were in the playoffs, and they ended up the season that bad. You didn't overachieve. What are you talking about? Overachieving is to goddamn achieve more than teams expect you to do, and that's get into a playoffs. That's get into a second round. Let's get to a third round. He didn't overachieve. So we can move on for this point, because we arguing dumb shit because you don't know anything about basketball. So you can move on. Now, explain another year where he overachieved.
I already went through that. He overachieved 05. He overachieved 06. He overachieved in 07. In 08, you can say there he had an underachieving season because they didn't do what they were supposed to do from there. In 09, he definitely overachieved. And in 2010, they definitely overachieved. Because at the end of the day,
in 09.
Because the Cleveland Cavaliers never did anything. He won league MVP, back-to-back MVP, so he's overachieving.
No, how did that
forget his team success and all the other stuff. He himself as a player, on top of the fact that his team won 66 games, 60 games plus in both seasons, man.
Okay, so do you agree?
No one expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to hold that record. At the end of the day, you had the Boston Celtics, who was one of the best teams in the East at that time. You had the Chicago Bulls, who was one of the best teams in the East at that time. You had plenty of teams that could have been the best team in the East, but it was the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it was all due to LeBron's play. He didn't have no great players behind him. He didn't have nothing great on that team, no Hall of Famers, no nothing. It was all behind the back and the play of him. That's the fact. See, you want to deny LeBron's greatness. That's fine. But all you do is hold him up. Hold
on. How is a team? How did the LeBron Cavaliers overachieve? Actually, you can make an argument that they underachieved, because at the end of the day, they were a 60-win ball club that year. When you had LeBron James, you had all defensive caliber players on that roster as well. You had Big Z, who was top 10 in DPOY over. You had an all-star Mo Williams as well, right? Who was a great creator on the perimeter as well. You got Boobie Gibson, who was also really solid, right? I don't understand why you would sit there and say they underachieve or overachieve when they were a 60-win ball club and everybody was expecting them to get to the finals and play Kobe B. Bryant that year. And LeBron James lost to the Orlando Magic 6 games where they were a 59-win team without a fucking superstar as well, right? And he was 60. He led them to a 66-win team. He was the MVP that year, and on top of that, he in that series against the Orlando Magic, he struggled in that series whatsoever. So I just don't understand why you sit there and say that he overachieved when the expectation was to get to the finals, brother.
No, it wasn't. Again, you keep holding LeBron James to this GOAT status that you have him under as your GOAT.
No, I don't have him as a GOAT.
Are you gonna let me speak, brother? Are you gonna let me speak?
You have him as GOAT, so why you don't hold him to GOAT standards?
What you mean? I am holding the GOAT standards.
So why did he get to the finals?
What he's done.
Why didn't LeBron James get to the finals if he's the fucking GOAT, like you sat there and said?
Okay, and again, I'm going to explain it to you if you let me there, Mookie. Relax there. You're going to get exactly what you're looking for. Your exposure ain't going nowhere. I ain't got nothing better to do but expose you tonight. So here we go again. Going into the 09 season, the Cavaliers were not expected to win 60 games, sir. They won less than 50 the year prior. So why would they be expected to win 60 games? There's nothing about the Cleveland Cavaliers that said that. You brought up Mo Williams.
No.
We're talking expectations, sir. You're a liar, and you're getting exposed by that.
They win 60 games, brother.
Nobody expected that. That's the point. Nobody expected that. That's the point.
Win 60 games.
Nobody expected that. Yes, they won 60 games.
Hold on. Time out. Let me make a point. Let me make a point right there.
Come on, man. How many timeouts do you need? Come on, brother. I can't get 5 words in before you get exposed and you get all in your panties, brother. Stop this. Come on, man.
Nobody.
Hold on. You need timeouts, nigga. What you fucking Jeff Van Gundy? You need timeouts, nigga.
Okay, fine.
What is this?
Okay, listen, Chad.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody
again. Go James Kingdom, nigga.
Okay, listen. He sat there and said nobody expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to win 60 games. First of all, that's a dumb point because they won 60-something games. and they expecting them to get out the Eastern Conference because the level of play that what LeBron James was doing. That's like sitting there saying no one expected fucking the Oklahoma City Thunder to be a historical team from a net rating standpoint and from a defensive standpoint. But since they do it, that means the expectation for them niggas to get to the fucking finals. What are you talking about? That's just a dumb point. Like, what are we talking about? At the end of the day, you can't sit there and say that the expectations wasn't for them to get to 60 wins or to get to the playoffs. The expectation was to get to the playoffs. Once they won 60 games, then the expectation was to get to the finals. And did LeBron James reach that expectations? Absolutely not. That's just a dumb point. Go ahead, brother. You can talk.
Yeah, you need to read your comments because it ain't a dumb point. Because like I said, they weren't even expected to win 66 games. So just that alone means the achievement. Just like they weren't expected to have 30 wins by February of 2005.
If they was
all these expectations they go hold on. They go. You need another timeout, nigga. How many timeouts you need, nigga?
If they won 60
timeout.
Games,
he needs another one. Go,
if they won 60 games,
he needs another timeout. I can't get a 5 seconds in here. This nigga's hilarious.
Finish your point.
This is hilarious
because that's not true. That's not true.
It is true. It is true.
No.
How
do you agree
team to go from 40-something wins to 60 wins, nigga? Only you, because you love LeBron James.
Okay,
That's
just
your
pull up
problem.
the odds.
The
odds.
Nigga, you don't want to talk about nobody else but LeBron James. That means you love LeBron James more than anybody. We're talking about the greatest of all time. We got to compare them to all the players of all time, but you just want to talk about
your channel is dedicated
you're the most zestiest of the zestiest I've ever met. Welcome to LeBron James.
Your channel
Mookie,
is hot.
Mr. Rated R, getting exposed by the exposure. This
now let me go cook this nigga right quick. Let me go cook this nigga right quick. See, he sat there and said the expectations wasn't for them to get to the finals. So let me go pull up what's the expectation was, right? Let's go pull this shit up right quick, right? Let me see. Pull this shit, bro. Put it right here, bro. Let me pull it up right here. Put it right here. Okay, I'm gonna put it up right here. Now, I just read this article right here, right? 2009 expert, right? They sat there and said, and I'm gonna put this link in the chat. They sat there and said the Cleveland Cavaliers was expected to get to the NBA Finals. And I could put this up right here for you, brother. Since you're talking about expectations.
What's the date of the article, please, sir?
They said the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2009 was expected to get to the NBA Finals. This was
when does the NBA season? When does the 2009 NBA season start, Mookie?
It was like was it 2008 to 9?
Okay, so in the beginning of 2008, bring an article that said the Cleveland Cavaliers were supposed to make the NBA Finals.
Right now.
Go get an article from 2008 that said that the Cleveland Cavaliers, before the NBA 2008-9 season started, that they were supposed to be NBA Finals and win the Eastern Conference. Go show it to them over the Boston Celtics, who just won the NBA championship over Kobe Bryant.
No, this is the odds going to the playoffs.
No, I'm talking about the 66 wins. See, this is what I'm saying. You can't stick to the
No, I said the odds going to the playoffs. That's the point.
And I said that going into the 2009 season, the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers actually didn't have a good season in 2008, right?
The point of your argument
that means by 2009, no one expected them to be 66 wins.
Hold on. The point of your argument is, and I sat there and I debunked that dumbass point because I said,
no, you didn't. You're lying.
No
team. Shit.
Hold on.
You say something I didn't say.
No, I'm not telling you. No team in the NBA is expected to win 60 games unless if you are a fucking super team. So that's like sitting there saying everybody in the NBA over fucking the cheese. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's false, sir. There's plenty
of teams that are expected to win. If you're not a super team,
the Lakers in 2009 were expected to win 60 games. Boston in 2000 and 2009 were expected to win 60 games, sir. Stop lying. Stop
if
lying.
You're not a super team, if you're not a super team,
that's a lie, sir.
Nobody,
that's a lie.
I'm about to tell you. Nobody expect a team to win 60 win games. That's for every team in the league, unless if you're not a super team.
That's the Boston Celtics, sir.
So give me the article where the Boston Celtics was expected to win 60 games.
Sir, the Boston Celtics was a super team.
Give me the article where the Boston Celtics was expected to win 60 games.
Yes, they were the Boston Celtics.
No, they were not. They were not expected to win
NBA champions. They won 60 games the year prior. Why not? Why not?
I said, give me the
that was
article
the year
where
Kevin Garnett got hurt, and that's the only reason they didn't win 60 games. So I don't know what you're talking about.
And I said, give me the article where they were suspected to win 60 games.
The article that I didn't go
on. That's why. Hold on. That's why. Hold on. That's why I sat there and said. Hold on. That's why I sat there and said. Hold on. That's why I sat there and said you're proving my point, because I sat there and said if it's not a super team, nobody in the league is expected to win 60 games unless if you're not a super team. So you're proving my fucking point.
No, I'm not. That's you.
Yes, it is.
That. No, that's not.
Every super team. Hold on. Every hold on. I'm about to tell you. Every team from the Golden State Warriors, from any other team, from the Celtics, for any other team in the league, they are expected to win 60 games because they're a super team. No other team in the league is expected to win 60 games.
And so 2009. In 2009, the Los Angeles Lakers was a super team because they were expected to win 61 games. That's one team. Let's go to another team in 2009 that was expected to win 60 games.
Hold on. You said 2009 Lakers what?
Lakers.
Where's that article at?
It's not an article. Lakers won 65 games in 2009. They won 62 games. I'm sorry. Let me see if I'm correct. No, they won 57 games a year before.
What?
But let me go through this here.
Hold on.
I'm looking at records. I'm just looking at teams who was expected.
First of all, the Lakers wasn't expected to win 60 games in 2009. What are you talking about?
All right. Yeah, that preseason odds was championship. What are you talking about?
They were in. I'm looking at their projection. Their projection was 55 win teams. Where the fuck did you get 60 win teams?
Who said where do you project they were going to get 55 wins at? Where are you getting that from?
On Basketball Reference.
No, 2009 Lakers says they expected to win 61 games, sir.
No, they were not. Where is the
2009 and Basketball Reference? Yes, sir.
Okay, put it in the chat.
It's in Basketball Reference. Just go to Lakers 2009 season. It tells you that they won 65 games. They were first in their division. They were expected to win 61 games, according to this. But their preseason odds were they were the champions.
No, they were not.
Okay, but let's go to 2009. Okay, you want to argue semantics? Let's go to that 2009 season, and let's go see here. The Boston Celtics won 60 games in 2009. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Another super team. Next.
Okay. So are you saying the Cleveland Cavaliers of 2009 was a super team? Is that what you're saying?
No.
So how were they expected to win 60 games?
I sat there and said, this is why I sat there and said clearly. I said, if you're not
you didn't say nothing.
I sat there and said clearly, if you're not a super team or a dominant team, you're not expected to win 60 games. Nobody in the
Cleveland Cavaliers dominant expected to win 66 games. Nothing.
Nobody expected. Hold on. But that's applicable to every other team not named the Celtics. What are you talking about?
Who expected the team to win 20 more games than the next year?
Saying every team in the league. That's like sitting there and saying every team in the league overachieve. What are you talking about?
No, I didn't say every team overachieve. Some teams overachieve. Some teams don't have the ambition and all that other stuff that you may have for them. At the end of the day, no one expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to go from winning 45 games to 66 games, other than Mookie, Mr. Rated R, who is a true LeBron.
No, I didn't
put everything on LeBron James to win everything. LeBron is the greatest thing you've ever seen.
I sit there and say you cannot call it an overachieving season.
It is overachieving. If you're not expected to win 66 seeds and be the best team in the conference, that's overachieving, sir.
You can't call it an overachieving season. Yes. When number one, when they had 60 win teams and they were projected to coming out the Eastern Conference, they underachieved in that standpoint.
They were not projected to come out of the Eastern Conference. They were
not. They were going into the playoffs. They were one of the top teams that coming out the goddamn Eastern Conference.
No, they literally were. Boston Celtics.
They were.
Boston Celtics had better odds.
And LeBron James was playing at an MVP caliber level. He won MVP that year. They was expected to come out the East because that's when everybody wanted.
Again, you're talking about because you're talking about how great he played. Yes, LeBron played so great.
Okay, so they underachieved because he did not perform.
He did underachieve. He did not get to the NBA. He didn't expect him to do what he did, and he overachieved there. So accept that, be proud, and be a basketball fan. Stop crying. I don't know what your problem, sir. He gave you one of the greatest basketball seasons.
Okay, so now we debunk that point of that, like that nigga did not underachieve. Now give me another season why he underachieved. Give me another reason. Give me another like season where he underachieved. Give me another season.
basically LeBron James never really underachieved. The only season I can say he underachieved was 2008, brother.
No, I said overachieved. My bad.
Yeah, for the rest of his career, he overachieved. Really, to be
honest,
he achieved what he was supposed to achieve. Yeah,
no, he did not. He underachieved in 2011. He underachieved. He underachieved. Hold on. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. No, he did underachieve. No, they were projected to win the championship with a super team. What are you talking about?
Do you want me to bring you an article? Do you want me to?
They underachieved.
Do you want me to bring you articles? Do you want me to bring you articles to show you that they overachieved? They weren't even supposed to be in the finals. Do you want to show me? You want me to show you that? Since you like articles so much, I can bring you Bleacher Report, ESPN, Yahoo, and show you that before the playoffs started, the Miami Heat were not expected to be in the finals.
Having the worst no-show of any superstar in NBA history is not underachieving.
That's false. He didn't have the worst no-show.
Hold on. Averaging 2 points in the fourth quarter throughout the 2011 finals, that's not underachieving.
No, that's not underachieving, sir.
Playing below your average and couldn't solve a zone, that's not underachieving.
LeBron James been solved zones.
Deferring when a smaller player and Jada Barea is on you and Jason Terry is on you, get switched up on you. That's not underachieving. Deferring.
That's also false. That's also false analysis by you.
Those are facts.
Those are false. Those are all false narratives, sir.
That's
Jada Barea did not shut down no LeBron James. It took a team defense to shut down LeBron James, just like it does for everybody. LeBron James is the only player in NBA history that you've ever seen had the type of defense played on him, sir. That's facts. Because he's that deadly, he's that lethal with the ball with his hands. Never seen nobody.
LeBron. Did you not watch? Hold on, time out. Did you not watch with the OKC? Hold on.
Yeah.
Did you not watch? Hold on, time out. Did you not watch?
You and a nigga another timeout? Another one.
Because you just lying. Did you not watch what OKC did? The Jokic? Like, what are you talking about? Talking about he the only nigga that fucking got the solid defensive coverages like that. What are you talking about? They play.
Now you're bringing up Jokic, the guy that you just that started this whole conversation about you saying he choked. Yeah, because they play great defense. They play solid defense.
What I gotta sit there and say you're lying because you're trying to sit there and say
dropping knowledge, brother. I'm dropping knowledge, brother. You just sitting here regurgitating Jesse Jeffrey logic, and you're not even good at it. I faced better people than you 100 times, brother. You need to step your game up, brother.
You don't know nothing about basketball.
I do know something about basketball. You ain't even let me speak. That's what's gonna be so funny. If this was recorded, I guarantee you're not gonna hear nothing of me saying anything. You're gonna hear Mookie lying and lying and lying. Continue.
Hold on. Your whole basketball motto is to suck up LeBron 24/7.
Where did you get that from, sir? Where did you get that from, sir? You haven't let me speak once to let me tell you my take, to tell you what I know. You don't know nothing about me. You just mad because I'm a better LeBron fan than you want to be. But you could be just like me one day, brother, and it's fine. You'll be the best LeBron fan ever. You don't have to sit here and lie to yourself that LeBron's not the greatest you've ever seen in your life, brother. That's facts. That's why you need help here. Look at these brothers. They came up here to help you. Bring them up. Let one of them speak so maybe you can get some help. Because what you're doing is getting cooked right now.
Is you talking about basketball or what? Or are you just going to ramble?
I am talking basketball. You're not letting me speak. LeBron overachieved in 2011, sir. The Heat overachieved in 2011, sir. They were not even supposed to be in the finals. They were 1-7 versus Boston and Chicago that season. In fact, they had an under 500 record versus 500 teams during the regular season that year. And they were not supposed to beat Chicago. They were not supposed to beat Boston, and they did both. So they overachieved. So let's continue on to the next year. They weren't even supposed to get past Boston when they were down 3-2. You remember everybody was saying that bullshit? Do you remember the greatest performance you ever seen?
Hold on.
Another timeout, ladies and gentlemen, for Mookie.
If he didn't overachieve in if he didn't underachieve in 2011, he overachieved in 2011, right? What team was supposed to be in the NBA Finals in 2011?
Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, this nigga knows basketball. This is a fucking basketball.
That's what the experts thought. Chicago Bulls had the league MVP. The Chicago Bulls had 60 wins.
This nigga's a dumb bitch.
All NBA players. You can say
this nigga said the fucking Chicago Bulls, and I'm supposed to take this nigga serious and talking the game of basketball. I feel like I'm lowering my IQ talking to this dumb motherfucker. So the Chicago Bulls in 2011 to 2012, who had a third-year player in Derrick Rose, who had Luol Deng, who didn't have any other secondary creation, the way that Miami Heat had with D-Wade and a stretch big and Chris Bosh, who was also a tremendous rebounder, sat there and said that they were supposed to be in the fucking finals after D Rose got injured. I believe he got injured that year. I forgot. I think it was 2011, 2012. One of those years that he got injured. Expected to be in the NBA fucking finals. This is a dumb idiot. And this is a nigga that's supposed to sit there and say, it's cooking me. And he tried to sit there and say LeBron James did not overachieve in 2011.
Bro, your chat saying you're getting cooked. As I explained before, I got the articles. I got plenty of teams.
Yeah, you don't know
that
basketball.
The Miami Heat were not.
Hey, let's let y'all know this. Let's let y'all know this.
Facts. And let's continue.
LeBron James said not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. So to sit there and think that a nigga that joined a top 3 player and joined one of the best forwards in the game, and they were projected to get to the finals, and you're trying to sit there and say they wasn't projected to get to the finals, and the Bulls was. This is why you're lying. You're just lying. You don't know nothing about basketball, bro. You're lying. You're lying.
Again, you can keep muting me because you're getting cooked. As I stated before, I'm a Miami Heat fan. I remember
I'm not getting cooked. You sat there and said that the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls, was projected to get to the finals. That is factually not correct.
No, I can bring it up to where can I add the details? Let me see here. Let me see if I can. No, I can't share my screen because you won't let me share my screen because you'll get cooked getting these screens.
Yo, hold on though, man. Where are you seeing that the Bulls were the favorite to win the series? Because I got an article right here saying Miami was the favorite. Yeah, I'm just asking if you got something else that says something.
I got it right here. I can share my screen and I got it right here for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you
put it in the chat, put in the chat. Put the link in the chat.
I'll put the link in the chat where it says Miami was favored over Chicago before.
It's not a link. It's not a link. It's not a link. I got Yahoo Sports. Here we go. Who's supposed to be in the finals? Lakers over the Bulls in 7 by Greg Anthony.
Kelly, but that's one person's prediction.
Oh no, wait, I'm not done, nigga. I'm not done. I'm not done. Another Yahoo Sports writer, Kelly Dweller. Bulls over Lakers in 7 in the NBA Finals. Johnny Ludden. Bulls over the Lakers in the NBA Finals. Let's go to some more Yahoo Sports predictions for the NBA Finals in 2011. Mark Spears have the Lakers. Mark Spears have the Lakers over the Celtics in 6. Then we have Al Toby, who has this is the one guy. This is the one guy who has the Heat.
Hold on. You see this right quick, bro?
Again, you're talking about
Miami Heat.
I'm not talking gambling odds.
Hold on, bro. I want you to look at your screen.
But that's who is favored, though, bro.
No, I'm not talking gambling odds. I'm talking about he brought
no.
Go get articles. I got articles. I'm not bringing up gambling odds.
No, bro. I want you to look at your screen right here. Who said it was the preseason odds to win the championship?
Gamblers.
Okay, they were the favorites to win the championship. The Miami Heat.
By gamblers. I don't go by gamblers.
So you lied.
Those are people with money on the line, though.
I'm not going by gamblers. No, I'm not going by degenerate gamblers. I got it right here from Yahoo Sports. Again, there's one guy who had the Heat making the finals, and that was Al Toby. Then we have Adrian Wojnarowski had the Lakers and the Celtics in the NBA Finals. This is Yahoo Sports. If I take it even further, and if we go to ESPN, in that same time, in ESPN article, if you can go look it up, let me bring it up for you here. The ESPN article, this is an article that was written in ESPN. They had the Chicago Bulls in 7 versus the Los Angeles Lakers. That was in ESPN, and that was in April of 2011.
Go James. I have a question.
Again,
but those people aren't betting money, though, bro. James, I don't really care what.
No, I'm talking about experts.
Go James.
Hold on, I got another argument. Go James. I got another argument. The Miami Heat have the odds in their favor heading to the 2011 finals. According to Bet Dolls, the Heat was the favorites to win the series. Let me go on the other shit right here.
Yes, that was one of the few series that LeBron James.
Okay, so they were favorites. Let me go to another one. Let me go to another one right quick, bro. Let me go to another one.
Why you go to articles? Why you going to gamblers? I'm not going to gamblers.
No. Bro, we going to articles
that said that he was supposed to be in the finals. You did. The
Heat was the enormous favorites in the 2011 finals, brother.
No, you do it like you did for 2009. Go find the article.
No. You sat there and said the Heat was.
Hold on.
I got
James, I got you, bro. If you look at this article right here, 13 of the 16 experts on ESPN picked Miami before the series. Just click the link in the chat.
Wait, Andrew, why does that matter?
They were not.
I wasn't here the whole debate.
Yeah,
man,
why does it even matter? I don't understand why this matters. Wait, go James. I have a question.
There's all Miami on the right there. They all picked Miami, bro. What are you talking about?
Miami. So where are you getting
more people pick Miami, bro? You just lying.
No, I said Yahoo. I said from Yahoo, and what I got.
Okay, and I just found you 13 people.
I got ESPN. I got an ESPN article.
We're giving you all the articles, Goat James. This is just not true, bro.
I'm just telling you from the article. You can say that all you
want. The article is right here. We just gave you 5 articles, nigga.
That's not
We
5
gave you 5
articles.
fucking
You didn't
articles.
give me no
And you
5
trying to get
articles. I'll take the
article about
listen.
a Yahoo Sports
I'll
shit.
take listen. I'll take this
What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga?
Listen, I'll take this ESPN
So hold
one
on.
here.
Hold on.
Oh wait,
So you
I'll
can
take
find
this
one
ESPN
article.
one here.
Hold on.
But the one
What
I
was the
got from Yahoo is
consistency?
different.
Hold on. What was the consensus around the NBA? Was the Heat the favorite or what?
Not consensus because I got Yahoo and I got Bleacher Report here.
Oh my gosh! If
Again,
we could give you hold on, go James. If we could give you multiple articles,
Report
hold on,
right
go
here,
James.
sir.
If we could give you multiple articles stating that the Miami Heat was the favorite, they were the consensus favorite
Bring
to
up
get to the
articles. You brought up ESPN panel saying the Heat. So yes, ESPN majority of their panel and their sports writers said it. It wasn't an article, and I'll take that. I didn't say that because obviously, if you go back then, they had the Heat winning. I didn't say nothing about that. The article I brought up is from Yahoo Sports. The stuff that I'm bringing up from is from Bleacher Report.
And you bring another
article I'm talking about for ESPN again.
Johnny, listen. What I'm saying is this, bro. Can you bring up multiple articles?
Yes, I told you I got Yahoo.
Okay, you brought up one article that's Yahoo. Bring me another article.
Oh wait, I'm reading. I can read from the article word for word. Miami versus Chicago.
Okay, give me another article.
It's on ESPN.
Can you put it in the chat?
Listen. These are all screenshots of the
article. You put it in the chat.
No, I can't put the link in the chat because I don't have the link.
Why can't you put it in the chat?
Because I don't have the link to the article.
Oh, so you don't have? So you was making up shit?
No, I have a screenshot of the article. I can read it for you right now.
Hey, so James, yeah.
I mean, you can go look it up.
You get your ass cooked, bro.
This is not cooked, brother. It's not.
Tell me the fucking article, nigga.
It's ESPN. I just told you it's an ESPN article.
You put the article in. I want to look it up myself.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go look it up right now while you got time. Since you were cutting me off, I'm gonna go look up this article for you.
Here's a Bleacher Report article on who they picked to win 2011.
Actually, go James Kingdom. Go James Kingdom. I got a question,
bro.
All right. Why is LeBron still playing at 40 years old?
Because he's still dominant and he still wants to play.
But he's not winning.
He's still winning. What are you talking about?
This nigga's trolling.
He's not winning championships.
What do you mean he's still not winning championships? He won his championship this decade, just 5-6 years ago.
Okay, that's almost a decade, like half a decade ago. So why isn't he winning championships now?
Oh, because he doesn't have a team that's able to win a championship. They're not a championship team. When have you ever seen the Lakers to be a championship team?
He could have won with AD in 2023 and 2024. Why didn't he do that?
No, he couldn't have won with AD in 2023 and 2024. He took the Lakers all the way took the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals in 2023, which was again the Lakers overachieving. And in 2024, they barely made the playoffs, and they made it in as a 7th seed, and they got beat by the defending champions. That's facts.
Man, you make so many excuses.
That's not excuses, sir. That's not excuses, sir.
Don't let him off the hook. Where is this article at?
I'm looking it up while you're asking me these questions. While you're looking at it, go ahead. Don't worry. I'm gonna find this article.
Do you know what the article? I want to see this article.
I'm gonna find it for you. Don't worry. Once I find it for you, I'm gonna show it to you.
He lied. The consistency around the NBA.
No, it's right here. Don't worry. Once I find it for you, don't worry. You can continue. Go ahead. But I'm here. We're listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there's no article.
Wait, move. I have a question. I have a question for him. Hey, go James.
Okay, here's the article right here.
Real quick.
Here's the article right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. Here's the article right here, having the Chicago Bulls beating the Miami Heat. And this is an article that was written. Let me make sure I get this correct. This is an article that was written in April 15th of 2011. So this is before the playoffs started, not before the series started. So this is Rick Riley of the ESPN writing how he believes before the playoffs started that the Chicago Bulls will beat the Miami Heat in 7.
Go James.
I'm listening. That's all I got nothing but answers.
Okay, I have
y'all
a question.
confused around here.
So when you say overachieve, you mean that LeBron beat a team he wasn't supposed to beat?
Meaning that he achieved more than what was expected for the team that he had and actually the franchise.
So I don't care. I don't give a fuck about what the media thought about what he should have done. What do you think he should have done? Did you have him as the favorite winning the chip in 2011?
No.
Who did you have beating him?
And in 2011, I thought Boston was the better team in 2011.
And who was on Boston in 2011?
Boston had KG, Rondo, Ray Allen.
How old was KG?
I don't know. I don't go by age, but KG, I believe was.
You don't. What do you mean?
He was still an all-star player They had 4 All-Stars on their roster that year. And if I'm correct, KG made the All-Defensive team in 2011.
So wait, okay.
Rondo made an All-NBA team as well, and led the league in assists, if I'm correct.
So how the fuck do you think?
No,
LeBron's
Rondo
so
didn't
good?
make an All-NBA team, but he wasn't All-Star.
I'm letting him. I let him have it. But look, how the fuck do you think LeBron's this good, but you don't think he couldn't beat a washed KG in 2011?
Because the Miami Heat roster was a team that was put together on the fly. It was very difficult to put a roster together.
They had clearly better.
Are you going to let me speak, brother, or are you going to keep cutting me off? You need a timeout as well? How many timeouts you need?
If you're going to lie for your point.
That's not lie. You asked me to answer. I'm going to answer. You can't tell me I'm lying.
There's no way you went to that series thinking the Celtics was going to win. That's a fucking lie.
Exactly. If I tell you the truth about how the Heat had 7 players on a minimum contract, you would say, what is that, a lie? No, you just don't know basketball.
Who had the best player in the series?
Who had the best player in what series?
In the Celtics and Cavs, nigga. Or Miami.
LeBron James was obviously the best player in the league in 2011.
What team had the better talent?
The Boston Celtics.
Why are you lying?
Why do I gotta lie? The Miami Heat had 4 All-Stars.
KG
just
came off the injury. He tore his meniscus in, I think, 2009, I think.
It sounds like you got excuses for Boston. It sounds like you got excuses for Boston.
KG was washed. What do you mean?
You talk. LeBron James was running out there with Joel Anthony as a starter with Mike Bibby. What do you think Mike Bibby was doing?
Why are you going to the worst players in the starting lineup?
No, that's who was starting, sir. That's what you forget to realize. Who was starting?
Why don't you talk?
That's not the worst. Because you said he had talent. How is going to a starter the worst player on the roster? Come here, brother. Are you talking basketball or not? His starting point guard was Mike Bibby. What are you talking about?
Name the whole starting 5 he had.
They had Mike Bibby, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Joel Anthony.
Dwayne Wade in his prime. Dwayne Wade in his prime.
Yes, Dwayne Wade was in his prime. I would give you that. He was an All-NBA player.
Okay, yep, top 5 player in the league. And yeah, Chris Bosh, who was top 15. And he didn't have better talent?
No, Chris Bosh was an All-Star player. He wasn't top 15. He didn't even make the All-NBA team, so he wasn't top 15.
That does not mean just because you're not top. It was positional. That doesn't mean
I don't care about position. He was exactly. So he wasn't even top 5 in his position. Get out of here with that nonsense.
That does not mean
he was not that. He was an All-Star, and give him that, sir. That's what he was. There was a lot of good players better than him.
They had a prime. They had a
NBA season.
They had a prime.
This nigga just lying. This nigga's lying.
It doesn't matter what they had. You said team, the talent. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh don't make a team more talented than another team.
So when you
which is why they didn't win the NBA championship that year.
Hold on.
They were more talented than Dallas for sure.
No, they were not. Dallas was
definitely. You went off All-Stars. How many All-Stars did Dallas have? How many All-Stars did Dallas have?
Dallas had 1 All-Star, sir.
All right, how many did Miami have?
Miami had 3.
So how were they better?
Boston had more.
Because I said 1 through 8. We're talking.
Now you're talking about. Oh, it's not on All-Stars.
Again, it's 1 through 8. Boston 1 through 8 had a better roster.
Who had a better 1 through 8? Dallas or Miami?
Dallas.
You're lying.
1 through 8. Go ahead, bro.
Yes,
go ahead.
It is.
Name me Dallas 1 through 8.
You just said Mike Bibby, which is their best player. Come on, what are you talking about?
Name me Dallas 1 through 8.
Fourth best player.
Name me Dallas 1 through 8. Name me Dallas 1 through 8.
Miami, sir.
Name me Dallas 1 through 8.
Go, James. I'll answer that question.
We can start off the top. We know it's Dirk Nowitzki. Then we know we got Jason Terry. Then we got Tyson Chandler. Then we got Sean Marion. Then we got Jason Kidd. Then we got Deshaun Stevenson. Then we have Peja Stojakovic. Then we have let me see who else I can put on that.
That was an old ass team.
Yeah, like come on, bro.
Here we go again. Mike Bibby was old. Elgauskas was old. Jamal McGlure was on the 2011 Miami Heat, sir. Like you guys forget he was on that 11. That's it. Like Joel Anthony was starting for them. Y'all forget who was on that roster. They were running with
Joel Anthony was bad.
They were running out there with Carlos Arroyo and Mario Chalmers. Are you serious?
But bro, you're bringing up Jamal McGlure, who played 18 minutes in the playoffs. How is that relevant at all?
That shows you how horrible he is. Exactly the Heat.
No, he was the last man on the bench. Why?
It doesn't matter. The Heat.
It doesn't matter that he didn't play. Then why?
You said he played 18 minutes again
in the whole playoffs.
It doesn't matter. The one.
So how is he relevant? You brought him up.
It's not relevant. Name me the 4th best player on the Miami Heat in 2011.
You said name you the 4th best player on the Miami Heat in 2011.
Outside of the big 3. Name me the 4th best player, sir.
It was probably Mario Chalmers, even though he didn't start.
He said, "Thank you, thank you." You said Mario Chalmers. Thank you.
Hold on. Name me the 2nd best player on the Dallas Mavericks.
I just told you who it was. It was Jason Terry.
I think it was Tyson Chandler.
You think the gap between?
Yeah, I think it was Tyson Chandler.
Hold on. You said Jason Kidd is the 2nd best player. Okay.
No, he said Jason Terry.
Oh, Jason Terry. You think that? What do you think the gap between their second best player is? Is it overwhelmingly the Heat, or is it close between?
No, by far, Dwayne Wade is better than Jason
Okay.
Terry.
So what the fuck you talking about?
Who's the third?
We said the whole team. Dwayne Wade being better doesn't make him better.
Yeah, but y'all had more top end talent.
It doesn't matter. We didn't have a full roster, a good complement of players.
I had more top. Hold on. Y'all had more top end talent, and then on top of that,
no, we didn't.
Yes, y'all did.
What?
No,
y'all for sure did, bro. What
you guys are ignoring the fact that Tyson Chandler was an all defensive player that year, so he was one of the best defensive players in the NBA at that time. You guys are ignoring the fact that Shawn Marion is also on that roster, who's playing a role. So no matter how you want to say it, Shawn Marion was still very effective and a very solid defender and a very good player at the end of the day. And we're talking about them being the third and fourth options. So Jason Terry, who is a guy who's underrated in many ways because he's one of the best three-point shooters in NBA history. He's won the Sixth Man of the Year award. He's a solid player. He's not Dwayne Wade level. I'll give you that. But again, outside of the three, the Dallas Mavericks have everything else. So even if Jason Terry is not on Dwayne Wade's level, even if you want to say Tyson Chandler or Shawn Marion or not on Chris Bosh's level, at the end of the day, those levels that you don't want to give them, they have the players coming off the bench to supplement them to the point that they could bring a guy in like J.J. Barrera and dominate a portion of the game because he could come off the bench as your 7th, 8th, 9th man. That's how deep they ran. Not to mention, like I said, they had Deshaun Stevenson. They had players deep down their roster, a good coach team. They were a better team than the Miami Heat in 2011. The Heat.
Hold on, go James. I just gotta ask you one thing though, bro. If this
keep asking because I got all night.
Hold on, I'm just asking you, bro. If this team was so good, they had so much depth. Why, when Dirk Nowitzki didn't play, the team was 2-7?
What does that have to do with anything? What is that?
That means they're not deep. They're one player.
Bro, you used a 9-game sample.
Bro, they won the NBA championship. What are you
2004 Garnett. Did you really use you used a 9-game sample to say Dirk didn't have help?
Yeah, Tween Ezzy. Do you want to know what they were in the minutes?
Exactly. This is what they do.
No, I'm asking you a question.
What does that mean?
A 9-game sample is not sufficient to say they didn't.
Hold on.
That's funny because if we go to what LeBron James' record is without him,
not in 2011.
Miami Heat.
Go ahead, move.
No, they were. Hold on, I'll give it to you. Go James. Without LeBron James that year, they were 1-2.
No,
yo, go ahead, Mookie.
I want to sit there and say, how can you sit there and say that
yo, Jordan, your mom is a hoe. Don't ever mock me. I'll smack the fuck out
your life, nigga. You a pussy.
Nigga, the shit I
will. Nerd ass up, nigga.
I don't play.
All right, I gotta make sure.
You broke, bitch.
How can you sit there and say that the 2011 Dallas Mavericks better than Miami Heat when the Dallas Mavericks when the Miami Heat was overwhelmingly favored, and then when you look at the Miami Heat, this defensive personnel and diversity that they had. You had guys that can be able to switch 1 through 4, like LeBron, Wade, Bosh, Chalmers. You had guys that they were really good and lengthy to be able to like ice coverage, hard edge, being able to switch. And then when you look at LeBron James and D Wade, they were solid level defenders that year, and also they were elite offensive players that year as well. So how the fuck can you sit there and say that a Dallas Mavericks team who Jason Kidd was out of his prime, Jason Terry was also a defensive liability. And Dirk wasn't protecting the rim. That's the reason why they fucking ran zone. They ran a lot of 2-3 zone that y'all couldn't fucking solve as well because your man LeBron James choked in his fucking pants in the 2011 fucking finals and shit like that, right? So how can you even dare come out there from a logic standpoint, sitting there and saying that the fucking Heat, who had more top end talent, and also when you sit there and look at the players that they've had, those players was more difficult to scheme against because you had two great players from an offense and defense perspective. That's why Dallas had to run that goddamn zone, and your man didn't perform to that standard. How can you sit there and say that the Dallas Mavericks better than the 2011 Heat? That is dumb.
Yeah, because you just lied. You just lied here and said that they had no rim protection when they had one of the best rim protectors in the league at that time in Tyson Chandler.
I never said they didn't have rim protection.
You said that they had Dirk Nowitzki and they can't protect the rim. Exactly, but they have Tyson Chandler.
So where do you get what I said that they didn't have rim protection?
So they had great rim protection. Yes, he's an all-defensive player. He won the Defensive Player of the Year just the next year. Tyson Chandler is definitely a solid defender. And at the end of the day,
you said Dirk was an all-defensive player?
Yeah, Tyson Chandler was an all-defensive player in 2011.
Oh, Tyson, okay.
Tyson Chandler. Yes, Tyson Chandler, sir. They had a solid team and they played very well.
Name me the elite offensive career that they had that played alongside Dirk in the
okay, and what in 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah, the elite players that played alongside him offensively is Dirk Nowitzki. Now you talking about just
elite creator.
You said elite creators.
Yeah.
Okay. Elite creators that they had on their team was Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry.
Jason Terry is not no fucking elite creator.
Yeah, Jason Terry's not an elite creator.
Jason Terry is an elite creator. If you go look at it again, if you go look at what Jason Terry does, again,
hold on. How many players are elite?
You can't ask me a question and then off of a vague term. This is a vague term, brother. You can't tell me what a great creator means. So you can't tell me it's not one.
I can tell you what a great creator is.
Who the fuck are you to say what a great creator is?
I can tell you what a great
Nobody, bro.
The term was elite.
So I can cook you. You want to ask me my opinion and get mad at my opinion. Why don't you ask me some facts? The facts are they were a better team. They had a deeper roster. You don't want to go there. You ask me who could create on that team. Jason Terry can create. How do you think he was scoring? Who do you think he was scoring on? Guys who can't play defense? I thought that he had good players. Come on, bro. Shut the fuck up and listen to a basketball man talk basketball. Like,
you don't know basketball.
Jason
nobody said. I said there. Said
Jason Terry is a creator.
No dumbass.
Guerrero is also a creator.
Nobody said. Hold on. Dumbass. Nobody sat there and said. Hold on. Dumbass. Nobody sat there and said. Hold on. Nobody sat there and said. Hold on.
Whoa, Jason Terry's one of the best playmakers. What?
I said Jason Kidd. You niggas don't listen. Don't get your ears hurt. I said Jason Kidd.
He said
NBA history.
2011.
In 2011, he was averaging over 7.5 assists per game, sir. That is still good.
One of the best playmakers in NBA history. That's one of the
one of the best playmakers in NBA history. That's
not in 2011.
Again, I said he's one of the best NBA.
He was still a very, very good player.
Not at that point.
Nobody said what? James. Nobody sat there and said Jason Terry can't create. You sit there and say he's an elite creator. So if he's an elite creator, hold on. If he's an elite creator, what actions did Dallas ran to get Jason Terry going?
Okay, if you were smart and if you knew basketball, you would understand that he was used as their closer. That's why he won 6-man.
That's not the question I asked you. I asked you.
I'm about to break it down. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Time out for Mookie again because he won't let me get 5 fucking seconds in. God damn it, brother.
Okay, so tell me the fucking plays.
Okay, Jason Terry, right, is used as as one of those closers, as one of those perimeter players who can't create a shot.
Are you LeBron or something?
Who can shoot the perimeter shot very well. He doesn't need somebody to get him the ball in a certain area. He can create his own shot.
This is a fucking lie. He's lying. Bro, this nigga is lying, don't know shit about basketball, bro. Jason Terry was a guy that fucking they designed action. He was not self-creating at an elite level in fucking 2011, bro. They were using double drag, they were running flares, they free Terry off the ball, bro. His handle was solid, but it was not elite. He was not breaking defenders down on fucking ISOs, bro. He wasn't
definitely not at an elite level. You can check the play test stats for that, bro.
Stop it! You just lying.
He's lying. You didn't ask about an ISO player, nigga. Because you don't have to be an ISO player to be a creator. That's your problem.
No, you say he's an elite creator. Do you know what an elite creator is?
Listen,
elite creator is somebody that can win the defense. Elite creator is somebody that can go to
him to get a shot.
Elite creator, elite creator. Hold on. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. No, let me ask you a question. Do you think Dirk is elite creator? Do you think Dirk is elite creator?
Again, isolation is not the only way.
Do you think Dirk is elite creator?
Dirk Nowitzki is obviously an elite creator. Of course.
So you're trying to say that Jason Terry is on the same breath as a creator as fucking Dirk Nowitzki?
They're both elite creators. That means they both can create shots and can score and be efficient.
Jason Terry an elite creator. But he wasn't efficient in isolation.
I didn't say he was Dirk Nowitzki level at it. I didn't say that. I just said that he was elite.
You literally just let there and say he's on the same
Mookie, just look at Discord, bro. I seen his stats.
Hey Johnny, I got a question for you.
Continue. I got nothing but answers. Go ahead.
All right. Hang on. What does LeBron do better than Larry Bird besides stats and accolades? What does he have over Larry Bird?
First of all, LeBron James is better at everything in basketball. He's better at scoring than Larry Bird.
He's not
better
a better
at
shooter
rebounding than Larry Bird. He's better at passing than Larry Bird. He's better at dribbling than Larry Bird. He's a better defender than Larry Bird.
He's not a better shooter.
I didn't say anything about shooting. Did I
bring up everything? Shooting? You said he does everything better.
Okay,
I'd say everything. Bro.
I'd say he's a better passer.
Okay, you want to say Larry Bird's a better shooter?
Hold on. I don't want to talk about Larry Bird. So he's saying this right here is elite.
He's in below average in isolation and as a pick and roll ball handler as a scorer. That's
Again, no one said anything about isolation.
Look where he's good. He's good off.
Again, look. Okay, wait. Creating a shot. He's good off the cut. He's good off the cut. He's good off the cut. Right?
Literally not a creator, dog.
Again, sir. Cutting shots is creating shots, sir. Cutting is creating shots.
Kyle Korver an elite creator?
Cutting is creating shots.
Is Kyle Korver an elite creator?
Who?
Kyle Korver.
What do you mean, Kyle Korver? What are you talking about, Kyle Korver?
What you don't know who Kyle Korver is?
Yeah, he's not on Jason Terry's level.
Is he an elite creator? Yes or no?
Not on Jason Terry's level. No.
Is he an elite creator?
No.
How?
Why not?
Because he doesn't do the things to be an elite creator. He's only
below average at creating.
He's only a spot shooter. He's not somebody that puts the ball on the floor like Jason Terry.
Jason Terry isn't good at that. Look at the stats in front of you.
What are you talking about?
Again, what are you showing me here has nothing to do with.
That's how efficient you are in those play types, dog.
Again. That's not showing how fit. That's showing you his points.
Yes, it is. Look at that.
No,
the efficiency
that's
right
showing
there. He's
you
below league average.
Wait. That is showing you points per possession. Can you show me? Wait. Can you show me if as a handler, if point?
It's right there, handler, brother.
Okay. Again, answer my question. Can you show me that 8.1 means that it's bad?
I can't read for you, dog.
Again, answer my question.
Ask the question.
Show me where 8.1 is considered bad for a ball handler.
That's 0.81. That's not 8.
Exactly. I said 0.81. 0.81.
Right. Okay, go James Kingdom.
Show me where
Look
that's
at the left
bad
side of
compared to all other players who play under the same.
I'm answering you, bro. If you look at the left side, that's a percentile in the league. He's below 50%. 50% would be league average on that play type. He's below league average.
50% means what?
50 percentile. That would be league average. He's below the 50 percentile on that play.
So he's basically average. He's
below average.
Oh, you can say below average, but that's average. You use the word average, so he's average.
No, below.
No, you cannot.
Okay, so he's average. Right, so he's average. He's average there.
No, he's below average.
Oh wait, he's average there, right?
He's below average. No, he's below average.
Okay,
look at the
chat. But he's elite at cutting.
Yes, that's not creation.
Is LeBron good off the ball?
That's a design thing. That's a scheme design thing, bro.
Is LeBron good off the ball? Can he play off the ball?
Well, we're not talking about E-Dog, go on mute. But like I said, I mean, Goat James, I mean, you embarrass yourself sitting there saying that this nigga is a fucking elite creator when everything in Dallas scheme up things to get him open and get him open shots, especially perimeter jump shots. Like he was not creating shit on the ball. He was not a pick and roll ball handler. He didn't bend the defense.
That means they're drawing plays for him. He's a creator. He's creating his shot.
No, that's things. That's
they draw plays for Kyle Korver. That doesn't make him a creator.
Again,
right.
They call play, and Kyle Korver can't put the ball on the floor. Kyle Korver can't score off the dribble like Jason Terry can. So don't.
Jason Terry was below average. What are we talking about?
What are you talking about? He's not a below average player.
Yes, he is.
No, he's
creation.
not.
We're talking about creation.
Again, you're bringing up points per possession.
Yes, how efficient you are.
That's not how efficient you are. That is your.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not. No, that's not, sir. No,
yes, it does.
Yes, it is.
If you're going to let me speak, if you're going to let me speak again, you ask me who is a elite creator. I don't go off.
You literally just sat there and said if they draw up plays, that means you elite creator. Just because they're designing actions.
They do not draw up plays. Listen, they do not draw up plays. They do not draw up plays for Kyle Korver.
You know what a stagger screen is?
They draw for Jason Terry. That's false.
Hold on. Do you know what a stagger screen is?
Yes, I know what a stagger screen is.
Okay,
sir.
so was they not drawing that shit up with Jason Terry in that 2011 finals when went off a stagger?
Yes, they would. Of course they would, because he's a good
so where was the plays where he was like an on-ball creator that was bending the defense, driving the ball to the basket, and didn't have to create as a pull-up jump shot? Where was all those things at?
In fact, if you go take a look at game 3, game 2. If you go look at game 2 in that series, in the fourth quarter, you see exactly what Dallas was doing. Like you said, they were getting him the ball in those stagger screens. Not only was he able to effectively not only just shoot the shots when it was open, but he was also capable of putting the ball on the floor to create a different shot and get to the rim. He torched Miami Heat in the fourth quarter in game 2 to the point to where when they got to game 4, they put LeBron James on him in the fourth quarter, and he still went off in the fourth quarter versus LeBron James, who was playing elite defense at that time. So he still was going off, not just shooting spot-up jumpers like Kyle Korver does, by putting the ball on the floor and attacking the basket through different staggered screens and different sets, not just that one set of him getting spot-up shots. That's fact, sir.
That is not true.
Okay, you can say what you want. You ask my opinion. I say he's an elite player. You have nothing to say that he's not an elite player. He's going to go by isolation.
That's not true.
Whatever.
And we really pull up stats
he is one of the best 6 men in NBA history. And he was one of the best players on the Dallas Mavericks that year. And he was definitely one of the best players that could score and create their own shot. Yes, he was one of those players.
But he wasn't efficient at that, though.
You can say he wasn't efficient at that all you want to. He was efficient enough to win the championship.
But the facts say he wasn't efficient.
No, that's you who brought up this point.
No, that's the stat.
We don't know where you got this from. We don't know where you got
this synergy. From. That's synergy data.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Say what you want. Misreading stats.
I mean, it's not say what I want. That's what synergy says.
No, that's not what you said.
That's synergy right there.
Go James. Go James.
You're ignoring his cutting ability and his ability to score.
I brought up the cutting ability. You didn't know what
his ability to score off the screen, his ability to score as a spot-up shooter. You avoid all of that for the fact that you want to say that he is
avoiding what? What am I avoiding?
Yeah, because you're talking about him being an average player as a ball handler.
No. You said he was an elite creator.
He is an elite creator.
Based on what?
Based on all the stuff that he did in his career. If we go look at his numbers, if we go look at all the
what does his career have to do with 2011?
What the fuck his career got to do with 2011, bro?
Because in 2011 was one of his best years. What are you talking about?
If that was one of his best years, then he was never
Terry was the bum in 2017. I mean 2011.
Wait, 2017? What? 2017.
I mean, I'm talking about 2011 because I was telling you, but he averaged 17 in the playoffs. He averaged 16 in the regular
season. Yeah, and how many of those points were off creation?
Is this regular season or is this playoffs? Because I think
regular season.
You know what? Let's go ahead.
Can you pull up the playoffs?
I can pull up the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
right.
Jason Terry averaged 17.5 points per game in the playoffs.
Shot
48% from the field and 44% from the three-point
lane. 40 percentile, that means that was his most.
All right, Mookie, I'm sending you the playoff stats, and it looks even worse for Jason Terry.
And he was literally the most inefficient when initiating offense. He was the most inefficient player when initiating offense. So this narrative.
I mean, his efficiency gets worse.
How is he the most inefficient player? What are y'all talking about? Based on what?
Oh no, I never said most inefficient. I never said that.
Based on what? Like you guys are just making up shit.
He is. That was the most used action that they were running.
Like this is how you guys going to argue whether or not
I think below average
an elite scorer or not, or an elite playmaker of his own, elite what's called creator of his own, which you guys can't define what a creator is. You have yet to define it. I
already told you what a creator was.
What is a creator? Somebody who plays ISO?
No, a guy that can consistently bend the defense and asked to be able to create high level offense for him.
That's what Jason Terry does.
No, he was not. He was not great at creating high level offense. What are you talking about?
What based on what? What is creating high level offense? What does that mean? What is that? What are you talking about? This was saying. Tell me what does that mean?
I'm gonna tell you. That means that a team can go through you and you can create the most efficient offense with that team.
That's what he can do.
No, he could not. He was.
Yes, he could. Yes, he could. Yes,
no, he could not. You're just lying.
No, how am I lying? Because he was.
You're lying, brother.
Again, he was. Matter of fact, where is Synergy getting this information from? Because the NBA didn't start keeping track of pick and roll, ball handler, and all this stuff till 2015. Where are they getting this information from?
That's not true.
That is true. I'm looking at it right now. If you go to NBA.com and you go to player type, you go to pick and roll ball handler, you can't go past 2016. That's when the NBA started keeping track of it.
There's other stats.
All right, hold on, wait. Let's go to isolation. Isolation also 2016. Wait a minute. Isolation is also 2016. Spot up shooter is also 2016. Where are you getting your fake stats from? It's not from the NBA, sir. Stop bringing up fake information, sir. NBA.com does not have this information.
He's even worse in the playoffs.
This information does not exist. This is fake numbers.
Yes, it does. Just go on.
The NBA doesn't have these numbers. These are fake numbers from some zesty Jeffrey who is lying. If you go to NBA.com, I can share my screen. You will not find any numbers about isolation, off screen, handling the ball, transition basketball. These are all fake numbers.
Hold on. I just look at what he was at, like off the ball, like cutting and all that stuff. Everything
off screen ain't making a play.
That's all the thing. Everything that was designed within the office. That's what I sat there and said. That's where he was good at.
I'm telling you, these
but
stats
he is not
these are not real stats. These are fake stats. These are fake stats. They're not from NBA. The NBA has not been keeping the track of any of these.
It's off synergy, brother. It's off synergy.
It's not the NBA. So that means
synergy goes back to 2005, dude.
Again, synergy does have to get their numbers from the NBA. They don't have it.
Synergy track.
That's not how that works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Those are all.
That's not how that works.
Those are all.
What is this nigga talking about?
No, synergy's been there since 05.
I mean, just because you don't like,
you want any player?
I want to let you know.
James, if you want LeBron stats, if you want LeBron stats or any player back from 05, I can pull it for you. Synergy goes back to 05.
Of course, you can pull up fake. Of course, you Zesty Jeffries love the.
No, bro, it's from 05.
Bro, stop saying that shit.
Again,
you don't want that zesty, nigga.
No, again, listen. Let me point it out to you. There is no tracking numbers from 2011 for cutting. Isolation.
There is for synergy, bro. I don't know what
it doesn't exist.
It does from
synergy. How do you want time out. How you go on a platform that preach and going on synergy and pull up these synergy stats, but don't understand that they track these numbers since 05 to 2005.
Yeah, synergy's been around since 05.
Right. What are you talking
about? Again, synergy may be around since 05, but synergy does not.
Okay, so they tracked it since 05.
No, they do not. If synergy again, the NBA tracks it, and the NBA.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
That is facts. Go to NBA.com. You don't want to go to NBA.com and show me any of these stats before 2015.
Because it's from synergy.
Go show it to me. Synergy's not the NBA, sir. It's not the NBA.
It was tracked before the NBA officially tracked it. I don't know what to tell you.
Why would synergy be tracking something if the NBA is not giving them the information?
Yeah,
the NBA didn't track till 2014. Synergy tracked it before.
No,
I don't know what to tell you.
Because the NBA exactly. So that means the NBA is the one that has the accurate numbers, not synergy.
No, because synergy was there before 2014.
Right.
But synergy doesn't work for the NBA before 2014.
They don't have to work for the NBA. What are you talking about?
They hold on. I will let you know.
Oh my
I want you to know.
gosh,
Synergy Sport use a combination of automated camera tracking and expert logging to track NBA stats. The system uses iHawk cameras and other advanced camera technology to track players' coordinations and basketball movements 25 per second, providing detailed data beyond traditional box scores. The data is analyzed to provide insights into a player and team tendencies, play types, and game situations. This is something that has been tracked.
As a nigga that got synergy, hold on.
They don't have access to the NBA information like that, and that's all. That's them speculating. It has nothing to do with
bro. They have film.
Exactly what synergy is.
They've been going off film.
Again, like I said before, the NBA does not keep a track of these are not accurate numbers. So
they're
you
from
can say
synergy.
whatever you want.
I don't know what to tell you.
These are not accurate. That's
bro, you have to lie.
Just because you're speaking in vague, that'll mean it's facts, bro.
I said NBA.com. That's not vague, sir. The NBA.com is not vague.
That's what you basically do.
No, I said NBA.com. Go to NBA.com and they will show you that they didn't keep a track of this before 2016. So that means these numbers are not real numbers.
Well, you're lying on 2016 because they had it in 2014. So you lying.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I'm
they didn't.
Hold on, NBA.com right now, sir.
How much do you want to bet? Hold on. How much do you want to bet?
How much want to bet? We can bet right now, sir. I'm looking at it right now.
$1,000 that they didn't track before 2014.
Can I share my screen, please?
No, do you want to bet $1,000?
I need you to say LeBron is the GOAT. I need you to say LeBron is the GOAT. When I share my screen,
do you want to bet $1,000?
Yes, I will bet that LeBron is the GOAT. When I show the screen that it doesn't go back.
Do you want to bet
$1,000?
This nigga is a foot soldier.
Why
this nigga
share my
foot
screen?
soldier.
How do I share my screen? I can show it to you right now. Matter of fact,
all right, hey, Mookie, I'm about to give him NBA.com and it'll go back to 2014. So, do you want to bet $1,000? It's a yes or no question.
I am on player type Player
stats. Is it a yes? It's a yes or no?
He's not gonna do it.
I have it. It's right here. I already told you.
Yes or no, bro?
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
I'm not a degenerate gambler like Zesty Jeffries.
You just said you were gonna do it.
Yeah, for you to say that LeBron's the GOAT. For you to say that LeBron's the GOAT. For you to say that LeBron's the GOAT.
$1,000. They have tracking.
I have it's right here on NBA stats. Right here, isolation stats. Right here is available on the link.
Is that a yes or a no? Is that a yes?
That is a yes. Go to NBA.com and show me.
Oh, he said yes.
Hey, Mookie, click that in the chat and see if there's tracking data back to 2014. The link I just put in the chat from NBA.com.
Okay, I'm about to share my screen. Okay.
Does that say tracking, and does that say 2013 to 2014, or am I lying?
That said 2013 to 2014.
Okay, so where's my $1,000?
Again, I said
no. Where's my $1,000?
Pay up, bro.
I don't pay up nothing. I said for
you just said tracking.
Bro, you got to show. You said that was a bet, bro.
Listen, I said for you to show.
Bro, you just got caught lying. Are you gonna admit you lied or not? You just got caught lying, bro. You just got caught lying.
Come on, stop lying. Stop. You
pay $1,000 then.
No, I
just lied.
No, I don't.
You just lied.
No, you have to go to player type. Show me where it says cutting,
bro.
Show me where it says cutting there.
Come on,
show them where it says
cutting right there.
Show them where it says cutting.
Come on, man. You got.
Show them where it says
cutting right there, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
Shooting. Show them where it says what you were showing on the Synergy tracking, and it still doesn't show 2011. Show player type. You don't want to show my
because
screen.
That's NBA. It's not
like I said,
Synergy.
Mookie, you needed the help, and you're getting exposed by the exposure. You degenerate gamblers love to gamble, but this man has the
You get your ass cut. Get your money up, nigga.
You just got caught. You
ain't sitting around here. You get your ass cut. You getting your ass cut. Pay that money up, nigga.
Show what you showed on Synergy.
Bro, I just told you there was tracking.
The exposure is getting exposed.
That is not what we're talking about.
The exposure is getting exposed.
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking
about. You talking about that, bro.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about player type. Go to player type.
Yeah, go James. You really owe that nigga $1,000. That's crazy.
You're lying. Just pay up your money, bro. You just sat there and said it's a bet.
Pay up what money? What you gonna do? Man. For some money, you Jesse Jeffries ain't gonna do nothing because I didn't bet.
Bro, you just lied. If you can't
lie, I did not bet that. I betted that he had to go find cutting. He had to go find picking.
No, you didn't. You said tracking data. Hey, did he say tracking data or not?
That's not the data you found. That's not the data you brought up.
Did he say tracking data?
Because you can't win again.
Did he say tracking data or not?
Did he say
tracking data or not? Did he say tracking data or not?
Come get your $1,000 if you think you want it.
Did he say tracking data or not? Did he say tracking data or not?
It's not tracking data to the stats that you were talking about.
Does it say tracking? Does it say tracking on your screen?
Go to player type.
Does it say tracking on your screen? Yes or no?
Again, NBA did not track cutting, pick and roll.
Oh, so the NBA didn't have cameras in 2014?
They did not do that in 20. Go look it up. So show us cutting. Go show us cutting.
All right, I'll show you when the NBA started tracking data, bro. I don't know what to say.
No, show us cutting there, Andrew. Show us cutting there. This is why I love this.
What do you mean show you cutting? I just showed
show
you
us cutting because you had cutting in your Synergy report. Show us ball handling.
Yes,
show
I
us
just
isolation.
Showed you. It's tracking
show us
right
isolation.
There, bro. I don't
Where's
know
the isolation in this tracking? Show us
hold on. Everybody, I'm gonna put them on mute so we can get this situated. Oh, let's get this situated.
Take it dicked out, bro.
We got to expose the exposure. Well, I don't know what he exposed because nigga don't know shit about basketball. But let's hear this shit.
In the chat and see if there's tracking data back to 20.
NBA stats.
Yes or no?
For you to say that LeBron's the GOAT. For you to say that LeBron's the GOAT. Hey, I already told you. I am on.
Give him NBA.com.
I can show it to you right now. Matter of fact.
All right, hey,
nigga is a foot soldier.
My bet. Share my. When I show this screen that it doesn't go down.
Do you want to?
No, they didn't. 16. So that means these numbers are not. Go to NBA.com and they will show you that they didn't keep a track of this before 2016. So that means these numbers are not real numbers.
Well, you're lying on 2016 because they had it in 2014. So you lying.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I'm right here on NBA.com right now, sir.
Hold on. How much do you want to bet?
How much want to bet? We can bet right now, sir. I'm looking at it right now.
$1,000 that they didn't track before 2014.
Can I share my screen, please?
No, do you want to bet $1,000?
I need you to say LeBron is the GOAT. I need you to say LeBron is the GOAT. When I share my screen,
you want to bet $1,000?
Yes. Bet that LeBron is the GOAT. When I show this screen that it doesn't.
Do you want to bet $1,000?
$1,000. This nigga is a foot soldier.
No, bet. Share my screen. How do I share my screen? I can show it to you right now. Matter of fact,
all right, hey, Mookie, I'm about to give him NBA.com and it'll go back to 2014. So
Do you want to bet $1,000? It's a yes or no question.
I am on player type. Player
stats.
It's
a yes or no.
He's not gonna do it.
I have it. It's right here. Hey, I already
yes
told
or no, bro.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
I'm not a degenerate gambler like Zesty Jeffries.
You just said you were gonna do it.
Yeah,
do you want to do it? Yes or no?
For you to say that LeBron's the GOAT. For you to say that LeBron's the GOAT.
$1,000. They have tracking.
I have it's right here on NBA stats. Right here, isolation stats. Right here is available on.
Is that a yes or a no? Is that a yes?
That is yes. Go to NBA.com and show me.
Oh, he said yes. Hey, Mookie, click that in the chat and see if there's tracking data back to 2014. The link I just put.
So you heard it, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, he ain't gonna pay up if he ain't got it. He ain't got it. But
no,
I don't know
because I didn't agree. He didn't show the isolation. He didn't show
isolation. Bro, I just gave you the tracking data.
You a liar,
I just
nigga.
Gave you the tracking,
real
bro.
Man.
I
you ain't even man enough to come get your grand. That's why you a bitch. Because you ain't man enough to
you hurt?
Why
you
come get your grand, nigga. Come get it. How about you come get it? How about you come get it? How about you come get it?
You got cooked. You got cooked, no Cam Keenum. You got cooked.
You lied,
nigga. You gonna meet again, nigga.
Yo, this nigga's getting fried. Yo, this nigga is getting fried, bro.
You's a liar.
You see what LeBron sexuals have to do when they get it fried, man. They gotta make shit personal, man.
All lies. He went and go find.
And you know what's the crazy thing? He crashing out over a dude who will never know him, never acknowledge him in real life, and doesn't respect him.
Yo, go Jay's Kingdom. Go Jay's Kingdom, man. You crashing out on this nigga proves that you're getting cooked, man. All you do is say Jordan fans are emotional. All you do is say Jordan fans is emotional. They can't control their emotions. But as soon as you get cooked, nigga, you don't know how to act, nigga. You don't know how to act once you're getting fried. You're getting cooked, nigga. You're getting fried.
You getting cooked. I'm chilling.
This nigga knows no basketball outside of LeBron.
You are on your own.
Mind you, chat. This the same nigga who said Jokic a better defender than AD, and we supposed to take this nigga seriously.
Yes, because I got stats accolades.
Stop it, nigga.
To prove it. Can you prove otherwise?
This nigga said Jokic a better team anchor than Anthony Davis.
Yes,
and he crashed out because he getting his shit fried.
He plays better defense.
Stop it, nigga. Stop it, man.
A Zexy Savannah, Miss Queen Savannah. You gonna pay your bet, bro?
I didn't bet that. I betted to him to go find I didn't bet that. He needs to say that LeBron's to go.
My God,
I didn't bet that.
Bro, you lost the bet.
I've been watching the stream before he pulled up the stats. You said you was gonna bet the nigga the money.
No,
but now you don't want to bet it.
First of all, the bet was for him to go find the stats that he pulled up.
No, I said, did I say track?
Y'all see these little sexual chat? This is every little sexual.
No, this is not. This is what y'all try to do.
I said track.
This is why you need help. And niggas to agree with you when you wrong.
We need help. We're talking ball. We're talking ball, nigga. How do we need help?
Hey, Mookie.
Six niggas wrong don't make you right, nigga. You wrong.
Hey,
y'all are all wrong.
Mookie, real quick, Mookie, can you look at that shit where it says who's providing the NBA with these tracking stats? He was saying, it's not synergy doesn't give the NBA these stats.
I guess you're getting the taste of your own medicine, man.
Right, so that's not directly from the NBA, correct?
Right.
Okay.
They
so
said these
I don't know what else to tell you.
Are provided by the second spectrum.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah.
The NBA doesn't collect that data directly.
Do you know that this nigga sitting there said that LeBron James underachieved in 2011, bro? Like
LeBron didn't. He said LeBron didn't underachieve in 2011.
No, he said LeBron. He said LeBron overachieved in 2011.
No, because end of the day, the expectations he gave to himself, you know what I'm saying, and the purpose of his move, because he's been close before prior to going to the Heat. The nigga did make it to the NBA Finals. The niggas were just in the conference finals. The reason the move was made because he wanted to solidify, damn near guarantee that he becomes a champion.
Hold on.
So he didn't overachieve.
James, are you gonna pay your bets, bro? Or?
I don't make it. Herm knows better than anybody. I pay my debts, and this nigga got to pay his debt by saying LeBron's a GOAT because he lied.
No, bro, you owe me 1,000. But if you ain't got it,
come get it then, nigga.
You owe me
1,000.
Exactly. So you ain't got it. You ain't got it.
Come get it then, nigga. Come get it then, nigga. Come get it in blood, nigga.
Where you
You a
staying,
bitch. You ain't gonna do shit, nigga. I owe you $1,000.
Exactly.
What you doing to these bisexuals, man?
You a pussy. Now you crouching out over dude. Don't know
exactly.
that
Come
shit
get
is
it in
crazy,
blood,
bro.
nigga. You can't
All
do
right,
it.
where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Yeah, get it in blood. Get it in blood.
Nigga, you a liar.
Nigga talking about to get it in blood, man. This nigga is a clown.
Niggas do that.
Where you at? Where you
You's a
at? Where you
bitch.
at? Where you at?
I won a
Where you
bet.
at?
Nigga, I won a
Where
bet.
you at?
Go James Kingdom. Look at me. I'm so great. You's a bitch, nigga.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
I'm in Miami, nigga. You come take a flight.
Oh, you too broke to live in Miami, man. Where you actually live?
I live in Miami, nigga. Never
Oh,
been
really? Really? Show your house, bro.
Eastern
Show your house.
time. I go live every Friday night. I show my face to you. You a coward hiding behind a fucking avatar, nigga. You ain't shit.
You want to go
like
house
I said,
for
come get it in blood, nigga. If you that real.
Go house for house.
You want to go house for house?
Yeah, come get it blood for blood, nigga.
Right, you want to go house for house?
Oh wait,
No, house
for house, nigga.
House for
you want the $1,000 or not?
Go house
You
for
want the
house.
$1,000 or not? Okay, you want the $1,000 or not? You know where to find me, bitch ass nigga.
House for house, bro.
Exactly.
House for house.
You know where to find me. Go
you live in a shoebox,
nigga.
bro.
Nigga said blood for blood, bro. I'm dead, bro.
Nigga, come get your money.
You know what's crazy? You broke after tax refund season. You broke.
Yeah,
bitch.
you're right.
Oh,
You broke because you can't talk basketball,
broke,
nigga. You talking about you can't even
broke
talk
bitch
basketball.
after tax
nigga.
refund season is crazy.
Cook this nigga, Andrew.
Listen,
Cook this nigga.
This motherfucker can't show his house. This
happens
shit
when you get
crazy.
cooked for over an
Welcome
hour.
to
You gotta
Radar
talk about
Sports
money
Today, man.
and
Welcome
gambling.
to
That
I
Radar
know you ain't got money. I get it, bro. I get it. You need it more than me. I get it.
You need it more than me. I've been had it before you.
Hey,
nigga.
you need a
Thank you for
payday
giving me a
loan? You need a
grand.
payday loan?
Matter of fact, nigga, thanks for your grand, nigga. I'm gonna take my wife to go eat off your $1,000, nigga. How about that?
You ain't got it.
Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna take my wife to eat off your $1,000.
Exactly,
I'm gonna
because
take
it's
a
my
picture
money.
and I'm gonna
Exactly.
send
You
that
using
shit
my
to
money
Mookie
'cause you
and
lost
show
the bet,
Mookie how I take my wife to dinner off your
You
grand,
gonna
nigga.
send your money
How
to
about
Mookie?
that, nigga?
You
You
tricking for
won't do
Mookie?
nothing about
You
that,
tricking
nigga.
for Mookie?
I'm
You
gonna show
tricking
them
for
the
Mookie?
receipt. I'm gonna show them the
You tricking
receipt
for
that it
Mookie?
was a grand,
Hold
nigga.
on,
Can we just talk? Can we
This
just
was
tricking
on
for Mookie?
Andrew
Hey,
right
hold
here.
on, hold on.
This was
Yo,
on
this nigga
Andrew
get
getting
cooked,
cooked.
bro.
Go
This
James.
is bad,
Go
bro.
James. Go
Exactly,
James.
nigga.
Can-
Fight
can-
back,
You
nigga. I'm
send
gonna go eat
$1,000
dinner on
right
the
now?
account of
You send
Andrew, the
$1,000
zesty
right now?
Jeffrey on
You
the
send
rated R,
$1,000
now
right now,
the
bro?
rated X, because the
The
exposure is
exposure
Go
gets
exposed.
James Kingdom.
exposed.
Bitch
Go
niggas like
James
bitch
Kingdom.
nigga shit.
Hey, hold
I
on,
do
hold
it
on,
all
hold
day.
on. Hey, go James Kingdom. Send $1,000 to the super chat right now if you got it.
Nigga, I'm finna send $1,000 to the best
Send
restaurant
it right
in my
now,
life
bro.
to eat, nigga, because you a bitch and you ain't
You
gonna
ain't got
get
it.
in blood, nigga. That's facts, nigga. You ain't
You
gonna be
ain't
enough
got it,
man to
bro.
get in
This
blood,
shit
nigga.
wild.
Come get it.
This nigga is crashing
You a
out.
bitch, bro.
This nigga is
That's
saying
not
get it
right,
in
bro.
blood over
Y'all don't wanna
LeBron
talk
Broke
James,
after
basketball.
y'all.
refund
Y'all
season.
don't wanna talk
Crazy.
This
basketball.
is
Nigga.
And
over
they on
a
about
over
LeBron.
another
Somebody some
grown
money.
man, y'all.
Come on,
He
man.
is
If y'all
crashing
as a
out like
grown
this.
man, as a grown man, you
I
should
ain't
be
gonna
begging
lie.
for money. How
Send
about that? As a grown man,
Crash
you
$1,000,
should
outs
be
bro.
always
begging
have
for
This
some
money.
money
is
on
crazy.
file,
How
man.
about that,
LeBron, hey,
nigga?
go James Kingdom. LeBron is not gonna let you slip it in.
Hey,
Savannah's
Mook.
spot
Hey,
is
Mook.
taking forever.
That's Steve Jeffrey. Why are you gay?
Hey,
Why are
Mook.
you gay?
Hold on, we
Why are
gotta
you
say
gay? Why are you?
you gonna pay up your money. Go James. Go James.
Come get in the blood is crazy, bro.
Go James. You unmute yourself, go James.
No, but Mook, the epic crash outs happen on Rated R Sports Debates, man. I ain't gonna lie, I seen the
This
best
is
of
this is
them
what happened when the
crash out on this one.
homosexual gets cooked, man.
I
Talk whatever
seen
you
the
want to,
Oh,
but I
why
know
you got Giannis
all
in
I
the
know is
Lakers
there's a
jersey,
bitch ass
Ari?
nigga not willing to come get his $1,000. That's what I know.
Bro, you live in a
so
cardboard
hold
house, bro.
on, bro. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna ask A Johnny a question. Hey Johnny, so all he has to do is come on your show Friday night and he'll get $1,000.
No, all he got to do is come to Miami and be a man and come get his $1,000.
All right, where your address? Hold on, what address
Oh.
you at, bro? What address you at?
Come on Friday night, I'll give it to you.
Where your address? You just
come
say
on Friday night,
Miami.
I'll
That's
give it
a
to you.
fucking
He
big
said
ass city,
he
bro.
said come on the show Friday.
No, now he's saying come to Miami. So which one is it?
Why you gotta be at night?
You got to do both. You got to come to the show to get the Miami address.
I gotta know where I'm going in Miami.
Where you going is getting your ass embarrassed like you doing tonight. That's all you gonna do.
You ain't done no embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, man. They just gotta talk tough.
Hey, we got King
Listen,
J in the building,
a
man.
group of
What's
hyenas
happening,
laughing
King?
at a line don't mean you
And
did anything.
Mr. Mars,
So
man. What's up, my brother Mars?
Oh, I don't need people to laugh. No, I'm cooking you, bro.
Hey,
That's all good.
But you brought up fake numbers and lies, and now that's what you mad about. You brought up fake
Mars.
numbers and lies.
Hey, Jonathan, my boy Mars know about all this shit for real. So, Mars, how you feel about the argument that they've been having about how they've been tracking stats ever since 2011. What's your thoughts on this argument that's been taking place? Mr. Mahan.
What the fuck is wrong, Mons?
Let's count this off, ladies and gentlemen. One
KJ,
Zesty
this
Jeffries,
nigga
two Zesty Jeffries.
KJ, you hear me, KJ? This nigga sat there and said
seven Zesty Jeffries. I appreciate this term. This is the best. This is the most Zesty Jeffries I've had in a while. Let's go. Let's get this going.
He said LeBron overachieved in 2011.
He said LeBron
now,
what?
Mookie and Tim Duncan got
he said LeBron, no, I'm not Tim Duncan, nigga. Stop it. He said LeBron James overachieved in 2011.
Okay. If you overachieve, what were your expectations going into that season?
Nigga said he was losing to the Celtics.
He wasn't supposed to make the NBA Finals. In 2011,
What do you mean they weren't supposed to?
I'm from Miami, like I said before. I'm a big time Miami Heat fan, and when the Heat came down here, okay, and the roster that they set up again. Remember when they signed LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Ilgauskas, and what's it called? And Haslam. They didn't really have the one on the roster besides rookie deal players. Everybody else outside of that got another veteran roster contract. So the Heat, the first year was an experiment. They didn't have the true roster that they were trying to build for the Big Three. That's why it took a couple of years afterwards, which eventually they got guys like Shane Battier. They picked up guys like Rashard Lewis. They picked up a Ray Allen. They picked up a Chris Anderson. They ended up getting better throughout the years because they had more cap space. You guys forget that there was a lockout in 2012. So after the 2012 season, it opened up more cap space for the Miami Heat to get more players. But that first year, they did not have a championship roster. They had a solid.
Oh my fucking god!
Again, Mario Chalmers was these guys. These were the guys who said they were the fourth best player on that team, and he was coming off the bench.
He was not the fourth best player on that team, bro.
That's what they said. So again, you had
bro. They had two top five. They had two. Hold on, bro. You have two top three players, nigga.
No, they're not.
Two of the top three.
Wait, it's not a top three player in 2011. Stop it.
Who's better?
Top five.
Who was better?
Top five, bro.
He wasn't top five.
He was definitely top five 2011, bro.
Chris Bosh was a prenup.
All right, who was the top five then, bro?
In 2011, if you want to go to the top five players, you obviously got LeBron James, you got Kobe Bryant, you got Dwight Howard, you got Dirk Nowitzki, you got even if you want to take it even as far as Chris Paul was also another great player in 2010.
Gosh, bro. Chris Paul did not have a great season in 2011, bro.
Why is LeBron?
Oh my bad. Derrick Rose,
bro. Hold on.
Okay, baby. Why are these players? Y'all let them off the hood.
I was gonna ask.
Why are these players better?
Anybody would a LeBron James who was an MVP candidate, D Wade who was a Finals MVP level to caliber player, top five players that they both had. Chris Bosh who was a perennial All-Star. All these players that they had. Anybody with that much star player, would you agree that their floor is the NBA Finals, just their floor?
No, again, they're not expected to make the NBA Finals.
What the fuck?
Yes, they were, bro. That's why it was a big deal.
No, they were not. No, they were not.
That's why it was a big deal. What they teamed up.
It was a crazy deal because at the end of the day, nobody expected the Miami Heat to be able to get 3 matches.
So do you agree?
Because they hold on, bro. They hated it because they thought they were gonna run the league and it wasn't even gonna be close, bro. That's why.
False. That's false.
That is not false. That's revisionist history.
Again, it's not revision. I was down here in Miami. I was listening to sports radio back then with the Dan Lebertards, with the George Sedanos, the Book Shambis, the Hank the Hammer, and all these guys. And again, that first year, everybody said it. They're not winning a championship this first year. But after this year, it's on because they had to clear up some more cap space. They had some money that they needed to get cleared up on. Not mention that, like I said, they had to clear up the whole collective bargaining agreement.
If the team is what flaw that you sat there and said, how come they beat the Celtics in 5 games and beat the 60-win Bulls team in 5 games? Because they were the petty favorites to beat Dallas.
Because during that series, if you remember as well, Dwayne Wade.
Hold on, bro. I'm looking right now. The preseason odds for 2011, they have the Heat as the favorite to win the title.
Thank you. I don't go, again. Listen, I'm not going off of gambling odds. That is the generic.
Bro, that's what most people.
What are you going? Then what are you going off? Then what are you going off?
Oh wait,
I
just told you I was going off of what the sports media was saying. Then, in fact, I got clips.
What's the sports media? What sports media?
I just said the ones down here in Miami. I just named them.
Why do you think they hated LeBron for it, bro?
Nobody hates LeBron.
It's because the team was loaded and they thought they were going to run through everybody.
In Miami, the sports media in Miami said the Heat weren't good enough to win a championship, so they weren't favored. Even though everybody had the favorite.
I got clips and footage of the Heat losing.
Hold on, go Jake. Hold on. Everybody on YouTube, everybody go over 150 people in YouTube. Make sure y'all smash like, get these likes up. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And don't delete this shit, nigga. Make sure you keep this shit on your YouTube. Don't delete.
Oh yeah, you got cooked. I mean, we're gonna keep this shit. I got.
Thank you.
That's a trophy. Fucking got the
trophy shit, nigga. You haven't proved nothing. All you proving is LeBron's your GOAT, nigga. That's all you proving.
But like I said, a team that literally beat the Celtics in 5 games, beat a 60-win Bulls team in 5 games. They were the betting favorites against Dallas. They were up 2-1. To sit there and think that they were not expected to win a championship when they're up 2-1 against the more talented Dallas Mavericks team, right?
I didn't say they won favorites against Dallas Mavericks, did I? I didn't say they won favorites against Dallas. I told you
that's them underachieving, nigga.
No, that's not, because the only reason that they were expected to beat the Dallas Mavericks was because they were facing the Dallas Mavericks. They weren't supposed to be in the finals.
Okay, so you're saying the 0-11, you're saying the 0-11 Celtics after KG had his injury, right? His knee injury, and he very clearly wasn't the same after 0-10, after 0-9. Why was that Celtics team favored to beat the 2011 Heat?
Because they had a deeper roster than the Miami Heat. They had a deeper team. They had a better roster than the Miami Heat. They were a deeper team. They were a better team. In fact, if we remember the game,
you're saying the same thing over and over again.
No, again. Listen,
matchup wise. Matchup wise.
Yeah,
basketball wise.
Okay,
like break down the game.
Perfect. I'm glad that you said that, because you got Paul Pierce, who's on the level of LeBron James. Meaning he's their main scorer. He's their main creator for you guys. Right?
Paul Pierce is on the level of LeBron James.
Paul Pierce is on a level of LeBron James now.
You guys gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish my take.
There's no need to let you finish, nigga.
Let me.
Damn, nigga. Again, I am talking about on the level as far as, like I said, being the creator of their offense, their main offensive creator. That's what we're talking about. Right?
What the fuck?
Okay, listen. Even at that,
you might as well say Tyrese Halliburton on the level of Jokic.
Matter of fact, LeBron James wasn't even the main creator and the main player for that series. It was actually Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was the one who averaged 30 points per game versus the Boston Celtics. Again, both Dwayne Wade and LeBron James played out of their mind, which means they overachieved, which is why people were selecting them to win in the finals, because they was like, yo, they got past their toughest competition, which would have been Boston or Chicago, and they're not facing the Lakers, which would have been the third next best competition for the Miami Heat at that year for everybody. So when they got to the finals, most experts thought that the Miami Heat would win that series. They didn't win that series because obviously they were not the better team even against Dallas. So if you want to say they
overachieved, like most people have been getting out the East, bro.
To be in the finals.
Bro, that's not true.
They were.
No, they were
not true, bro.
They were.
We already been through this.
I showed you 13 experts that picked the Heat. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, that was that again. You went and go find the article that happened before
from ESPN.com.
No, and exactly. And I went and showed you the article before the playoff. And I went and showed you an ESPN article before the playoff started.
Of one person. You showed me one person.
I showed you an article. That's the article I have. You asked me.
I know, but I showed you 13 people.
Yes, and again,
y'all are allowing him. Y'all allow this nigga to just get away with nonsense.
It's not getting away.
This nigga said Paul Pierce was the same level of an offensive creator than LeBron.
No, he's talking about the role. He said the role.
Being the offensive creator for his team, meaning he's the main offensive creator for his team. That's what I said. I didn't say he doesn't on the.
He's not as good as LeBron.
On the same level. Like,
he's not nowhere near LeBron James.
That's not being a main offensive
creator. He is on the level as one of the best.
Paul Pierce wasn't even better than LeBron's second option. He wasn't even better than Wade.
He wasn't better than Dwayne Wade.
He wasn't better than Dwayne Wade, their second best player, or you say their best player in Paul Pierce.
I mean, if you go by
KG was coming off the injury when he was never the same, and they were old, and their guys were aging out. Their team was aging out.
Rondo's better than Chris Bosh. Like they got Tony.
No, Rondo
was not better than.
Rondo was not better than Chris Bosh.
Nah, he wasn't better, bro.
What are we talking about?
Bro,
let me jump in
real
quick. I got 2 questions, guys. Just real quick. First thing is this: how does a guy off the bench, Jason Terry, play 70 less minutes in the finals? Since we're talking about facts here, and he still outscores LeBron James. That's number one. Number two is this: even if the team wasn't as better as the Bulls, Celtics, or Dallas, like his team got to be complete for him to have a chance to win a championship, bro. Like. Why can't his individual greatness overcome the better team? We've seen other guys do it, bro. Why can't he do it?
That's a lie.
No. Okay, no. Hold on, bro. Answer my first question though. Jason Terry off the bench, 70 less minutes in the finals, outscored your king. Explain that.
He only outscored LeBron James by 4 points overall.
I don't give a fuck how he did it, motherfucker. He played 70 less minutes.
Are you gonna let me answer, motherfucker, so I can cook that bitch ass too, nigga? What the
70
fuck?
less minutes and
It doesn't matter how many 7 less minutes.
Talking
He
about,
didn't create more points than LeBron James. He didn't rebound. He didn't play better defense.
He was
than
more
LeBron
impactful than
James. He didn't have a
LeBron
better
James.
game score than
Way
LeBron
more
James.
impactful
He
than
didn't play
LeBron
better
James.
than LeBron James because he scored 4 more points. Shut the
That
fuck
wasn't
up.
even an argument.
That's not exactly. You have no real argument.
That wasn't an argument, bro. He's asking you how a dude that could come off the bench is capable of outscoring.
The dude that come off the bench is the guy.
Bro, listen. This is the argument. It's not about who played better. He's arguing if this dude is what you say he is, right? The best player in the league, top 3. Why is he getting outscored by someone off the bench? Is what he's asking you.
And he played 70 less minutes, King J. Don't forget
He
that
got
part.
outscored by 4 points, and LeBron James was taking less shots than him. Y'all forget that.
That's still not good.
Who says it's not good enough? Who are you to say what's good enough?
So how are you gonna say that's good, bro? He took 15 shots. He scored 18 points a game.
That's not how that works, my nigga. That just means he had limitations in this game.
Because the Heat were lacking so much.
Wait, hold on, bro. You just lied.
Lacking so much.
Yes, you did. Hold on. Jason Terry took less shots than LeBron. You just lied.
Damn. Jason Terry took less shots. How many shots Jason Terry took in that series?
I'm putting the link in the chat so everybody knows I'm not making anything up. There's the stats in the chat. You just said Jason Terry took more shots than LeBron.
And he only scored.
Jason Terry take? Let me make sure I get
Jason Terry took 77 shots. LeBron James took 90. You just lied.
Okay, so I got
fucking lied.
Andrew, and he lied and said that Jason Terry.
You got me on
that
one.
He got caught lying again, y'all. He got caught lying again.
I thought
we can't take. How are we supposed to take what you say seriously if you keep lying? Stop lying, nigga.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me look up the numbers.
You lied on that.
Hold on, wait. Let me double check so I can make sure I get my numbers correct because I know
That's right there, bro.
Can you admit you lied? Yes or no, bro?
No, I lying with me that I purposely said something that I knew was a lie. I didn't do that.
Okay, so you said misinformation. Can you say that?
No, yeah, I was incorrect. I just
said, Andrew, total points. Did Jason only outscore him by 4 points, like he said? Was it a 4 point difference?
Let me look at it.
I don't think it was, bro.
Jason Terry scored 108 points.
LeBron scored 107.
LeBron James.
It was only 1 point.
It was 1 point.
107. So it was only 1 point.
Okay. We fact checking. Okay, cool.
Damn, Mosh, you lied too.
13 less shots though, Mosh.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
LeBron James, Jason Terry took 77 shots.
And LeBron James took 90. Is 90
right.
more
LeBron
than
James took 90. Yeah, because
you're wrong.
Well, he took 92 to be exact. Oh no, my bad.
He took 90.
Bosh took 92.
He shot 47.8%.
Yeah, I have a question for the exposure.
Okay, no, my bad. I was confusing. Okay, so I got that one wrong.
You were wrong. You were wrong.
No, I was wrong on that one. But at the end of the day, Jason Terry did not outplay him in the finals.
Exposure.
And again,
that's not what he was saying, though, James.
I know that, and if you think that by outscoring somebody by 0.2 points means he outscored them, then you can have that. At the end of the day,
yeah, nigga, that's my definition being.
Okay,
if you got $200 and somebody got $0,
at the end of the day, like I was telling you, at the end of the day, the Miami Heat roster was
exposure. Can I ask you a question, exposure?
Yes, you can ask if you're gonna let me answer it.
Okay. Do you think LeBron is one of those smartest players in NBA history?
He has the highest IQ ever in NBA history.
Okay, so why couldn't his IQ solve a basic 2-3 zone that Dallas was throwing against him?
Dallas wasn't throwing a basic 2-3 zone versus him.
Yes, they were. They were running a 2-3 zone.
No, they were not. So stop lying. They were not.
They were literally running a 2-3 zone, bro. What are you
they were not. So they were not running a basic 2-3 zone versus the Miami Heat. They were running a very intricate zone with Miami Heat.
What is the intricate? Hold on.
Again, we have. I can show you footage of Mark Cuban breaking down exactly how they play defense. They played plenty of
how the zone
coverage.
work. They were running a 2-3 zone defense.
Or we can just watch the games. It's on NBA.com.
I don't need Mark Cuban.
They did not play a basic high school 2-3 zone that you would run.
Well, maybe I were. You trying to play semantics because you can't.
That's what you said. You said a basic 2-3.
I said Why can he solve a 2-3 zone defense?
You said a basic 2-3 zone. You said a basic, and I said they
It doesn't matter whether it's a basic, whether it's whatever you're trying to say. Why couldn't he solve it? That's the question. Just answer the question. Stop deflecting.
They didn't play a 2-3 zone, and the reason the
Yes,
zone
they did. They played a 2-3 matchup zone. What are you talking about?
Again, the reason that you can't play a 2-3 matchup zone in today's NBA because you can't sit in the paint for 3 seconds. Here we go. So at the end of the day,
what the fuck is he talking about?
I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the 3-second rule. So how's your center sitting in the paint for in the 2-3? Where does your
He don't sit in the paint, dummy.
Are you fucking stupid?
That means it's not a 2-4.
Are you fucking stupid?
Exactly. You can't
do you play basketball?
Yes, you can't run a basic 2-3 in the NBA like that.
You don't just sit. You don't just sit in the middle of the fucking paint. What are you talking about?
Exactly. That's why you're not playing a basic 2-3 like he said. So if you let me finish,
what is a
2-3? I mean, bro, you can stand like literally like you could just tap outside the lane for like.
What is the difference between a basic 2-3 zone and the zone you're saying? What is the difference?
Again, they played an intricate zone means that
what is no. Tell me what a 2-3 zone defense. Tell me
what is the difference between them?
A 2-3 zone is protecting the paint. You basically have 2 men guarding the perimeter. You have your center guarding the basket, and you have 2 guys protecting the baseline. That is your typical, and the corner shot. That is your typical.
And what's the strength of the 2-3 zone?
The Dallas Mavericks did not run that.
What's the strength of the 2-3 zone?
To protect the paint.
Okay, and what else?
To protect the paint. That's it.
No, it's not. That's not the only strength of the 2-3 zone.
That is the main idea of the 2-3 zone is to protect.
No, but what
the
are
paint.
other things that you're trying to do to run a 2-3 zone?
You're basically giving up the perimeter shot.
Okay, so you basically force the offense to be able
outside.
To
exactly, you're basically making it hard for them to get to the paint and go to the paint.
Where do you get a center or big standing in the paint and clamping or standing in the paint, and you can't play
and a basic 2-3
We're literally just seen the Denver Nuggets run 2-3 zone. And did you see somebody standing in the paint?
You're saying that it's not possible to run a basic 2-3 in NBA?
Right.
Yes.
That's a fucking lie.
That's a fucking nigga. We just this nigga don't know basketball.
It's a more you guys think because you guys don't know basketball.
Nigga, you don't know basketball. Obviously, you don't just stand in the middle of the fucking paint. You have one foot in, 1 foot out, nigga. That's fucking obvious. And then wherever the ball side where the ball's on, that's where the center goes on that side. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, this
okay. Yeah. So that means it's a
wherever the ball's at, you just shade over a little bit. You shade over. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, prove my point.
You didn't play basketball. You just got go fucking LeBron.
Exactly. It's not y'all not even let me finish. You didn't even y'all niggas don't let me finish. Why this is I can't wait to go back and look at this.
Nigga, I learned this in 6th grade AAU.
Exactly, nigga. We're not talking 6th grade AAU basketball. We're talking NBA basketball, which you can't do.
It's a basic 2-3, nigga. It's the same thing.
Don't play basic 2-3 in NBA basketball,
what the fuck you do?
No, you don't.
Yeah, this nigga
fucking retard.
I watch. You don't tell me when the Miami Heat.
So the difference between the
I think most of these.
So what is the major difference from what he just said compared to the other zones?
My Miami Heat play the most zone in NBA, and we don't play a basic 2-3 zone, sir. It is a very intricate zone
what is so
what the fuck is an intricate 2-3?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Intricate means is that in certain positions you're still playing man. You're not necessarily everybody.
That's what we call a matchup zone. What are you talking about?
That's intricate, depending on what being run and what sets are being run. Yeah, and there's different matchups. There's different ways to set up. That's why it's intricate. It's not just as simple.
Yeah,
it's very intricate. It depends on what sets you're running. It depends on what you're defending and how you want to defend it.
You could
basically as an example, the Dallas Mavericks played off of Joel Anthony. They played off of Mario Chalmers because they're not great 3-point shooters.
No, that's just how the zone is basically being able to play.
No, again, ladies and gentlemen.
Break it down the defense, bro. You got it.
That's how they play defense on the Miami Heat. Guys like Chalmers were not hitting their shots. Guys like Bibby were not hitting their shots. Even to a certain degree, guys like Bosch was even missing those open jumpers.
So what about LeBron posting up? Where's the thing that you can attack in the zone defense?
Yes. When LeBron's posting up and attacking the zone defense, that's where you see the intricate zone defense, where there is a guy guarding LeBron, like y'all would see with JJ Barrera, but there's also a guy on the low block on the strong side on the baseline. Then there's also a guy playing the elbow, also on the strong side. He's sitting in the zone, while the other guy is playing man versus somebody who's obviously a 3-point shooter, or make sure you don't want to get him to get the shot, which is more than likely.
So why did LeBron James flash?
And then you have the X out man. The X out man is guarding 2-on-1.
No, why didn't LeBron James flash high to the post? Why didn't he get to the elbow and the nail or the soft spot of 2-3?
He did that plenty of times, and when he found the right
so
player,
why he didn't attack when he was in the post or in the elbow, flashing high on the post, why he was deferring on a zone and basically just couldn't put pressure on the rim or just basically attack the rim.
He couldn't get to the rim because again the baseline was cut off with the help defender, and so was the other
D Wade got there, Mookie. D Wade got there.
Who Dwayne Wade got where?
He got to the rim, bro.
Yeah, guarded by
Jason Kidd. You not watch the series?
Again, Dallas is not running the same defense. That's why I tell you that's why it's intricate. Because when Dwayne Wade has the ball, they're running a different defensive set. They're not running the same thing that they're running with Dwayne Wade that they're doing when LeBron James has the ball in those positions. So when you're saying what Dwayne Wade is able to do,
their defense is not shifting like that.
He is still avoiding the question, y'all. But like, why couldn't the highest IQ player of all time figure it out? Why couldn't he figure it out?
He did figure it out. He did figure it out. He made the right play majority.
How, my nigga? How did he figure it out? How did he figure it out?
He did figure it out because he made the right play at the right times. Matter of fact, LeBron James had his best. Yes, he did. Not only that, LeBron James had his best field goal percentage and his best field goal efficiency shooting wise in that series. So LeBron James was taking the right shots and making them. Not only that, he was also making.
This shit's sad, bro.
He was making. It's sad. You can't play basketball. You getting exposed.
He scored 18 points. You talking about his field goal percentage, bro?
So was LeBron James exploiting matchups without hesitation? Was he doing that?
It was hard for him to exploit matchups because they had good.
How was it hard for him to exploit matchups when you just had a
because
you gotta be able to play fast
because the guys that would be sticking LeBron James in that series would have been a Sean Merriman, who's a solid defender. Who would have been
Marion, not Merriman, but gotcha.
Marion, whatever. Marion, he's
Merriman's the football player, bro.
Okay. Thank you for paying attention so
much.
And
Mario Chalmers shot 40% from three that series, just FYI.
What did Chalmers shoot for the
on almost 6 attempts per game?
What did Chalmers shoot?
So to say he wasn't knocking down perimeter shots.
What was Chalmers shooting for the series, sir? What was his
40% from three? 40% from three.
What was his percentage for the shooting for the series, sir?
He said
field goal or from three.
He said LeBron James couldn't exploit mismatches when he had JJ Barea, JJ Terry switched on him 2 miles, and he still passed it out, bro.
That's false.
Well, because his game was still incomplete, Mookie. I mean, everything he's saying is a total lie. If LeBron James made the right, hold on, bro.
That's also false.
If LeBron James made the right play at the right time, bro, can you just name me 2 plays in Game 4 that was the right play when he scored 8 points and went to bed versus Jason Terry? Name me 2 right plays in Game 4, please. In the fourth quarter, when it mattered the most, in clutch time. I'll wait.
In that same game, the Heat were up double digits going into the fourth quarter with LeBron James having 6 points. So that means they did not need LeBron James' scoring at that time to take advantage of what they were doing.
What are you?
In fact, the Miami Heat outplayed the Dallas Mavericks. Those first 4 games, let me see here. 15 out of the 16 quarters. So
if they didn't need LeBron scoring, what did they need from LeBron?
Let me answer this question.
I think they need more than 8 points in one of those games.
I got it. Like if they didn't need LeBron scoring in that series, and you said LeBron was making the right plays, what did they need from him then?
They needed more help from everybody else because they weren't getting enough scoring outside of that.
Was Wade not averaging 26 points per game in that series? That's not enough help.
Dwayne Wade averaging 26 points per game.
Was Wade not outplaying him?
Dwayne Wade was not outplaying because Dwayne Wade wasn't making the passes.
Say it again, Matthew. Say it again, Moss.
D Wade in Game 4 had 32. Chris Bosh had 24. LeBron had 8 points.
That's not enough help. That's not enough help. That's not enough help.
Again.
Yeah, nigga.
Like I told you.
Hey, fellas, the AKA the exposure getting exposed.
No, it's not getting exposed.
You're a clown, nigga. You're a lying ass nigga.
Again, if that's the case,
nigga. Lying ass nigga.
If that's the case, why did he?
Hey, King J.
Wait.
Since when does 2 teammates score 32 points and 24 points, and we say he needs more help, King J? Keep it real, King J.
Why didn't they win Game 5 when LeBron James had a triple-double?
Nigga, we talking about Game 4, nigga, and they lost Game 5 for the record.
Exactly, because
they lost Game 5 for the record.
The Heat didn't play good as a team in Game 4.
They lost Game 5 for the record, and they lost Game 4.
He didn't play good in Game 4 as a team.
Bro, just own it and say he had a bad series.
Exactly.
He didn't have a bad series.
That's all you gotta say, man. Like
it's retarded, bro.
It wouldn't be so. It wouldn't be. It'd be much easier to like respect it if you're just like, yeah, LeBron didn't show up. Yeah, he had a bad series. You're like,
Go James.
Yo, Tony Seahawks up in here. I was like, who laughing like that?
No James. You saying that LeBron James didn't choke in that finals?
Of course, LeBron didn't choke.
It's crazy, Tony.
Hold on. No, James. So explain scoring 8 points with J.J. Barrera guarding.
I can't explain that.
oh, that whole J.J. Barrera thing is a reach, man. I'm gonna say that.
J.J. Barrera was switched on him.
Bro, I mean, hold on. Like, bro, he scored 8 points. It's bad, but it's not like he scored 8 points with J.J. Barrera.
Here's my last question. And then,
hey, hold on, Miles. Before you go, I just want Holman to say that last
I got one last thing.
My bad, Miles.
I'm done.
Hold on. And also, Miles, he want to sit there and say that the Heat needed scoring. So I asked you, James, why did Miami Heat lose 3 games by 6 points or less when he took less than 11 shots a game?
I don't know because the moment was too big, bro. We know the higher the stakes, the more he shrinks. That we do know.
Hey, homie, can you say that line again? That what did the Heat need? What did the Heat need in 2011 for them?
The Heat needed a better roster to beat the Dallas Mavericks.
They needed everybody else do
crazy.
shit,
That's
right?
fucking crazy. How do you say that?
Yeah,
with
this
straight
nigga
face?
knows that.
Bro, they had like 3 of the 4 best players in that series, man.
I mean,
you're right. He worth it.
Yeah, but that's not enough to win a series when you got.
Hold on, bro.
James,
All right, come on,
James.
man.
You got low standards.
Here's my last question, fellas.
No, these niggas got low standards. These niggas the ones with the low.
Bro, you talking about you have 3 top 15 players, 2 top 5 players, and the dude's second best player is what? Tyson Chandler, man. And you're talking about they need more help.
He did not have a better roster.
Oh shit! Real question. Hey, go James. Wait, real quick. This year, who did you have?
Nigga named himself Goat James, fellas. Come on, man.
Real quick. This year, who did you have win?
Yeah, it's Goat James Kingdom. We go live every Sunday.
Crazy, bro.
None of you Zesty Jeffries will show up and get cooked.
Nigga, you have a whole wife and you call yourself James Kingdom? That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's concerning, King J.
That's my business, sir. I actually make money with this. So this is my company. Goat James Kingdom is a company.
Yeah, but you named it that. That's
exactly. I make money off of it, and all you do is
hold on. So, can you call you would you? Because you say that people you made them word Zesty Jeffries. Can you call you Zesty
LeBron sexual?
No, because I don't sit around.
But you call people, yeah. You nickname it.
I can tell you exactly what a Zesty Jeffrey is.
We can tell you what a bronze sexual is.
What is that?
I know you can tell me what a bronze sexual is.
Okay, then.
You call me a bronze sexual. You want to? You still
okay? All right, then. As long as it's fine.
What is a Zesty? What is the Zesty Jeffrey?
Let me ask you something.
Being a LeBron fan ain't doing nothing but being a great basketball fan. That's what that is, brother. I'm a great basketball fan.
A fan of losing, yeah.
Losing, everybody loses.
That's more. I mean,
no, not everybody loses.
I mean, you made a brand off him. More than just a fan.
They do.
Not in the finals, they don't.
So when you make the finals, so when you don't make the finals,
you got to be able to split.
That's even worse. That you couldn't even make the finals.
Well, that means LeBron lost way more than a whole bunch of people because he made the finals 12 more times than other people.
LeBron had a lack of off-ball value.
A whole bunch of 2-1 leads, bro.
That's
fine. Nowhere near to be
LeBron's on-ball value is above everybody.
No, his off-ball value was limited. Like there's nowhere to be found. And his
Let me ask him a question
because they played zone.
He played off the ball throughout his career.
So like he was not valuable, but you want to sit there and say that this motherfucker got
they needed everybody else to do
8 fucking points. 8 points.
Hey,
that's how you're gonna go off in one game. That's it. That's one game.
Hey, Throat James.
They need Mario Chalmers to do.
Yo, Maz, that's crazy.
Hey, Throat James. You said LeBron got the highest IQ. If that's the case, then, bro, why didn't he know in 2018 in Game 1 coming out of a timeout?
Maz, what do you
his
call
team
him?
had no timeout.
Maz, what do you call him?
Throat James.
Throat James. Oh,
because it's not on players to know exactly how many times.
No. Hold on, bro. Let me ask the question again, respectfully. In timeout, right? Crucial moment, winning time, right? Tony C, King J, Mookie, Goat James. And why would you not know the situation and not know that your team has or doesn't have a timeout and your IQ is supposed to be beyond everybody else's? Make that make sense, bro.
Because that's not his job to know what timeout the player.
That's not what.
That's not his job, bro. What are you talking? You think this is how
What are
you
you
talk
talking
basketball?
about, man?
I mean, he didn't know they had a timeout.
Like why is he supposed to be the one that knows and not know? That's what he has coaches for, bro.
But he got the highest IQ ever, though.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes,
he has a high IQ level as a basketball player. But basketball players,
more timeouts than part of basketball.
Coaches call timeout, not players.
Score situation ain't part of basketball.
Which means
scoring
situation? What do you mean scoring situation?
That's part of basketball, right?
They were in a scoring situation. It wasn't his fault.
I said knowing the score, time, and situation, timeouts.
Right, exactly, bro. Like, what are you talking about right now, bro?
Knowing
time and score matters, bro. And timeouts matter.
Knowing enough.
Ask Chris Webber about that.
Listen, actually, did LeBron call a timeout when they didn't have one? No, he didn't do that. That's what Chris Webber did.
No. Why is he on the bench asking if they had timeouts if they're coming out of a timeout? He's not prepared.
Which means he's not prepared. He's asking them. We didn't have no timeouts.
Why wasn't that discussed before the timeout ended? Going in, bro. Are you okay, bro? It's fucking
because, again. That's a great question. Why didn't the coach discuss that with them? Why didn't the coach remind his teammates of his team? Exactly. What are you talking about? He's also.
I don't think they were coming off a timeout though. It was off a free throw, right? They weren't in a timeout.
Also asked him why was he standing on the weak side and watching the plays instead of flashing middle or being able to attack the gaps off cuts. Like, why was he doing that? More in that.
I don't know, Mookie.
Because that
again,
was
bro. The moment's too big for him.
Hold on, you're blaming LeBron. Hold on, bro.
Yeah, what was the play, Mookie? What play did you know, Mookie? What was the play?
KJ, I was just mentioning just a timeout.
Mookie, what was the play
that's my only
that
thing
they
in that
called that
situation.
LeBron was
Damn sure blaming niggas how you play.
Oh, that was not his fault, bro. Oh, Ghost Town is here.
I said the timeout.
Mic check.
What was the play?
Oh man.
What was the play? You don't even know the play.
But here's the thing, bro. Like that's on J.R. Smith, man.
They were basically running strong, like they were basically running like strong side ISOs. They were basically like
who are you talking about, Mookie?
That was the play called strong side ISO. What strong side? Which is the
wait? What play in what game? I don't even know what game y'all talking about anymore.
I'm just talking about the plays they were basically running.
In what series? Y'all talking about the Warriors?
We're talking about against the Warriors, game 1, 2018. No, 2017. No.
I thought we were talking about 2011.
No, we was talking about 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all talking about like 5 different games.
I would
at one
basically
time.
tell him. I'm saying it like why wasn't LeBron like having the awareness off the ball to be able to like cut or flash middle, attacking the gap of that zone defense?
He had the awareness to know if he would have grabbed.
No, he did not. He just
go back up.
He just stand on the weak side of just.
Bro, you're not gonna let me answer the question, bro. Again, he had enough awareness to know that if they get their rebound, that they had to go back up with it, and J.R. Smith didn't do that. So that's what.
No, he's talking about the Mavs series, bro.
I said the Mavs series. I said why wasn't LeBron James, like you sat there and say he did the right play in that series, and I was asking from LeBron James from an off-ball awareness standpoint, why wasn't LeBron James not flashing middle or attacking the gaps off cuts in that series? Why was you standing there watching the play?
Because LeBron James was on the ball majority of the time as the playmaker.
Okay, so I'm saying why wasn't he had enough awareness to sit there and say, okay, if they're going to play a 2-3 zone, my awareness to just be able to just attack towards the middle or attack towards the nail or just
they didn't play that. They didn't play that when LeBron was off the ball. So I don't know why
they did play that. What are you talking about?
They played zone for LeBron. They didn't play zone for nobody else. They didn't play zone for nobody else.
I mean, y'all can just pull up the film. I mean, there's no.
You can pull up the film. You're gonna see LeBron being the main ball facilitator on the ball majority of the time. That's what you're gonna see.
You don't know nothing about basketball, bro.
I do know basketball. I watch more basketball.
You don't. They played a 2-3 zone throughout the majority of the, like, come on.
No, they did not, bro.
LeBron's worst game didn't even play zone to the fourth quarter.
Exactly, when LeBron's playing playmaker. That's the whole point.
He had 6 points through 3 quarters, man. Like come on, man. That's ridiculous.
And they were winning.
Unacceptable.
But is that because of LeBron's supposed playmaker or because their defense, bro? Like there's a lot more nuance there. You're just saying they're winning. Like Miami scored 83 points, bro. Like they're winning not because
the Mavs
of their
scored
defense,
80,
bro.
86.
Okay.
Yeah, like bro, the score. Hold on, bro.
Point on how the Miami Heat did not have great offensive players. That they only had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and and LeBron James. That no one else could get a basket unless LeBron James.
Bro, Miami was up 4 start of the fourth quarter. They had 69 points.
And they were also up double digits and coughed up game 2 and game 4 while LeBron James wasn't out here scoring. It's not excuses. You guys got more expectations for LeBron James than anybody else.
Bro, I expect the nigga to score more than 8 points. I think that's reasonable.
Nigga that's supposed to be golden.
Bro, you can't even give me a light 20, bro.
And they didn't lose the series in game 4, ladies and gentlemen. That's facts. That tied the series. If just to remind anyone of you Zesty Jeffries here, it was 2-2 after game 4. So that didn't lose the series.
To remind all you bros.
But if you win, you up 3-1 though.
No, if they win, if they would have won game 2,
that's the point.
If they would have won game 2, they would have been up 3-0.
I mean, hold on, bro. Like in game 5 to go down 3-2, he has 17 points and he shot.
He would get his $1,000.
Bro, he has 17 points. He had 17 points and shot 43%.
Again, game 4 did not lose the Miami Heat the series.
Give me the address.
So what game did lose in the series? Game 6?
They lost the game, obviously, in game 6. But who was the best scorer on the game 6 for the Miami Heat? Was it Dwayne Wade? Was it LeBron James? Who was the best scorer on that team, on that game? How many points did LeBron score?
That's not the point. I asked the game. What game they lost the series?
Obviously, it went 6. You know how to count? Oh, no, you're right.
Okay,
You're just
so the other game. So the only game that matters is game 6, right?
Well, if you're talking about losing the series, you get that one.
Well, you don't think if you lose other games that played a factor. You have to win 4 games to lose, nigga. You have to lose 4 games, nigga.
And like I said, in game 2, LeBron James and the Miami Heat were up and they were winning.
And this LeBron game, he has 6 turnovers, bro.
Oh my God! And he's also the best playmaker on the team. Playmakers get turnovers, sir. That's what happens.
6 is not good, even if you're a volume playmaker.
It's not good when you're not getting the 12 assists that he could have got because
because he could have got the 12 assists. He could. All right.
Yeah, because LeBron's making plays and the team's not making all their shots. What are you talking about? You just said they're not good.
You just brought up you're trying to pinch over to game 6 because it's the only game you have an argument. Like game 4, if he gives you hold on, bro. Even if he gives you 15 in game 4, you still likely win that game, nigga.
And you still don't win the series because they still didn't win 4.
Well, now you only have to win 1 instead of having to win 2.
But
now Dallas would have to win 3 straight.
No more series.
So Dallas would have to win 3 straight to win the series. They'd have to win 2 in Miami on top of that.
2 in Miami.
So you'd have to lose 2 home games. You'd have to win game 5.
They won in Miami. They won in Miami game 1. They won in Miami game 2.
Like that's ridiculous. You're trying to just pigeonhole the game. Game 6, the game that lost the series. They lost the series because they lost 4 games, bro.
4 games. You don't lose a series in 1 game.
Game 4 wasn't 4 games, so stop blaming it on LeBron James.
Bro, he scored. Oh my God, bro.
He said that.
You said that. Y'all said LeBron. That's what I told you.
All right, bro.
Oh shit! Is Norris Cole's fault? Is Mario Chalmers' fault?
Norris Cole wasn't even on the team then. That's
goddamn.
What games do you blame LeBron? Did LeBron have any bad games in that series, bro?
Bro, LeBron James had 1 bad game, which we obviously know was game 4.
Delusion.
And players have bad games.
Delusion.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I got
this nigga is dick the fuck out, man.
Nigga don't know basketball, bro.
Hey, homie.
I'll holler at you, bro. I'll pull up on your shit, bro. Cook your ass, bro.
That man said everybody else needed to do more, goddamn it.
I ain't got time to argue with this dumb shit, bro. I've been arguing with shit.
Jesus Christ.
Mario Chalmers.
So you kicked him off or he left?
I done heard it all. That motherfucker said.
You kicked him off, Mookie? Mookie got a headache, bro.
No, you cannot kick him. The nigga gonna think he won.
Did y'all kick him off?
The nigga gonna think he won.
Hold on, we get it. Hold on. We got hold on, Mook. You gotta bring him back because Ghost Town about to say something.
Why you kick him off, bro? I wanted to.
You gotta bring him back, bro.
They want.
He had some good points. He made some good points. I don't like arguing 2011 no more because all it is just gonna be a whole bunch of LeBron bashing. Because like he just said, you blame him for losing the series in game 4.
He just said he only had 1 bad game in the series, my nigga.
I'm talking
delusion.
now. Shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up, you dick ride.
You shut the fuck up, bitch.
Get dick out your throat.
Hold on. Get this nigga out of here, bro.